still muted. Hey!
Noises.
Welcome to Wrestling on the Rocks. You'll notice Kevlar looks much better now.
Yeah.
We fixed him.
Much better. Thank you.
Way better.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. I've been dying for this upgrade for a long time.
Been waiting for this.
Less egg-like.
We got Crybaby Clump, we got Ref Marsh, and we do have GR Lunar. We got Gabe here.
Yes.
Our guest champ. He's going to be on a little more often than before, with the schedule being what it's going to be for the next few months or so. It'll be cool. It'll be good to have you.
Yes, but it also means watching more weekly stuff.
Which isn't always... I felt bad this week.
Yeah, this is a good example of like, it's not
Yeah.
usually this week.
Well, most of the time I tell people to watch this or that, it's always like, oh, I didn't expect it to be this good. And then this is one week where it's all like, I just wanted to message everyone and say, guys, shut it off. Don't do this. I'll tell you what you need to know. It was really hard to get through. So I felt bad. I feel bad for our viewers as well because they likely are expecting us to be better. But every show's like our first around here. So we're probably going to be just as good.
I think if we're consistent and consistently new, we're better than what was this week because this was so...
If we can keep that new hype going, if we keep that AEW hype on us, we'll do fine.
Need to make t-shirts.
We do have t-shirts.
Oh,
We
okay.
do?
Yeah,
Right.
at prowrestlingtees.com/wrestlingontheRocks.
What a perfect
I'm
plug.
up right now.
Yeah,
Perfect.
we got a couple up here, right here. Boom, give me what I want. Got boom, Stackhouse is okay. He's our number one fan. All the proceeds from that shirt go straight to him. And then let's see what else do we got here. Oh, drinking buddies. Don't go anywhere without your drinking buddies ever again. Pow. Right there.
Great plug.
Yeah.
What a way to start the show.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which has
Give
my
me-
feet smaller.
It's really good. He's got little stubby feet.
Hide them now.
But so let's see. So we left off last week talking about AEW, and we had a ton of critiques on them. And that's gonna look like a fucking rave review after this week, I think.
Well, and I feel like we were all pretty excited for SmackDown. It sounded like a good show, and in some ways it was. In many ways it wasn't, but in some ways...
I do feel that SmackDown was the best show they had this week. So our week now, just to break it down, our weeks now, because we're going to be going on Tuesdays, is going to be basically Wednesday through Monday. So our end of the week is going to be Raw. So we're talking about SmackDown, we're talking about Hell in a Cell, and we're talking about Raw. Yesterday. I will say of the three, SmackDown was easily the best show they put on.
Yeah.
Yeah. And to be honest with you, so all the talk was Fox. I assume that they're going to be on Fox Sports this whole time. So,
Really?
yeah, when I found out on Friday night that, oh no, it's Fox 11, I was like, oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's big.
Yeah, it's big. So,
They do have a few shows they're trying to put on Fox Sports.
oh, I imagine talk shows and things like that, right? Yeah, it makes sense.
Like a talking smack kind of thing.
Kind of.
Yeah.
They announced one with Renee and Booker T. I think it's called WWE Backstage.
Okay.
They just
Ooh.
started one on...
Yeah. Booker T, somebody else too.
Renee Young?
Renee, no. There was a third member. that
Christian?
No, they signed somebody else to that show too.
Did they?
Yeah.
Hope it's not Corey.
CM Punk's done... evidently has been in casting calls for it.
Well, a ton of people have, including Taz and CM Punk and Mark Henry. As far as all the rumors go and what they say, I know Taz did admit to having gone to the tryouts of it, but no one else. I don't think they've announced who the third's going to be yet, but there is a lot of talk of who it could be.
Yeah. I think CM Punk's definitely the name that's floating around in most people's heads right now.
I think they want it to be him so bad. My thing with him is he's removed himself so far from the wrestling atmosphere at this point that I don't know that I give a shit what he has to say anymore. Like, even if I was a big fan of his at this point, you haven't been watching in so long, admittedly, that what are you really bringing to the table other than, well, when I was doing it, it was like, okay, well, it's not that way anymore.
That's true.
Fair.
That's fair.
And at least Taz keeps up on the current product.
Yeah.
Fair. I think there's a lot of hype behind him if he did come back, which, granted, is kind of cool.
It's the
Understandable.
name. Yeah, it's the name. It's the brand. It's everything about him.
Yeah. Before we really start breaking it down, I'm gonna need drink because fuck this, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
We're looking for a sponsorship or a cease and desist this week. We are looking for it from Woodford Reserve. Either tell us to knock it off or send us a free bottle. It's your call, man. Your move. Give me the cup.
Balls in your courts.
Go nice.
Yes, please.
He's gonna need some. He already got started. He couldn't fucking handle it. I understood. I completely understood.
It's a stressful weekend. And then yesterday was also tough.
God, yesterday was really bad.
Thank you,
I
sir.
felt awful.
Yeah,
This
producer
can't get
here-
much worse. Yes, it can.
I pulled out the remote and said, "We're not watching this. I'm done." And then I was all like, "Fuck!" I told the guys they have to see it.
Yeah,
If I got to the show and you guys sat through it, and then I was all like, "Didn't watch it, guys. I pulled out. Fuck that. It was horrible." You guys would have fucking attacked me.
Actually, no. I would laugh so fucking hard. I'd be so happy if like,
Yeah.
there was one
So relieved.
Yeah.
like, oh, cool. Because there's been weeks like, yeah, I read in. I didn't watch this shit.
Yeah, producer fell asleep the first hour.
Easily. When she woke up, she's like, "What I missed?" I said, "Nothing. Keep sleeping. I'll wake you if something happens." I would say it took the third hour before anything happened that I even sort of gave a shit about. And even then, I would
It
say,
was too late for me. I was already like zonked out, half asleep for most of it.
yeah, the first 2 hours I think was absolute trash. So let's roll back a little bit
Yeah.
to SmackDown. And this was the premiere episode of SmackDown on Fox. Like I said, I think this was the best show they put on this whole week. I will say there's a few things they did that we gave critiques on AEW not doing that I was glad they did. They really were talking to the new audience. This is this person. This is this person's move. This person's like this and that. Like the commentary was very good at saying, "Welcome to the show. Here's who we have, and here's why you should keep watching," which I felt AEW floundered on.
Well, I think
That might be the only thing that WWE did better than AEW this week.
cool. I think when we talked about them making SmackDown the A show, I don't think it's that they made it the A show. I think they needed to make it an intro show because this is a new network and potentially very large new audience. So they want the most senior announce team. They want the people who get this the most, who can do the best at this in their eyes on it. Whereas Raw, you can put two people who sound exactly the same together with the King.
Because they're not as concerned about people watching it, because I think SmackDown is the new A show. And I will say part of what gives that away is the set. SmackDown is a mini WrestleMania set.
Yeah.
That thing is hugely tall.
Oh yeah, it's beautiful.
And I thought the set at Raw was huge.
Yeah.
Because we were there live for the
right,
premiere.
yeah.
And I was all like, "Oh shit, new set, this looks good." And then when SmackDown was going on, I was like, I wonder if they're actually going to do something different or keep it the same like they've been doing. SmackDown opens up and I was like, holy shit,
Yeah.
it's Crown Jewel.
It's Crown Jewel.
Yeah.
Doesn't have the fist, but it's good enough for me.
I really like that. What kind of canal would you call that? I don't know. The little.
I know what you're saying. Yeah. I'm just waiting for somebody to use that as part of their match. Throw it. in
Oh
there.
yeah. I think I saw pictures later, but when the Fiend was out there, he was leaning on it a little bit.
Okay.
Which I thought was the first little bit of use to. I also wondered, I wonder if they're just testing out how much weight it can hold.
Yeah.
Lean on it for a second.
Yeah.
Tell us if it'll hold
You're a
you.
big guy.
Yeah.
I think it would have been cool if they had the fist and it just fell. Like, opened up with it. Oh, cool, the fist, and then just fell to the ground. It's like, oh, okay.
No, they should
New
do
era.
what's that? Or like a Buzz Lightyear thing where it just like shoots off
Oh god.
into the audience.
Takes out 4 of them.
Oh, shit. What were
The
these
pyros
seats?
are going off, and it's just like.
But to your point, I would definitely say that WWE put all their eggs in one basket, that one basket being SmackDown this week.
100%.
Everything else was in the back burner, especially their pay-per-view. It's almost like they completely forgot they had the pay-per-view.
They did completely forget everything about that pay-per-view. I do think, so I really like this bit, right? So Raw has its own look. SmackDown had completely its own look. And when Hell in a Cell opened up, it was a different look than both of those even. It was similar to SmackDown, but not the same. I think what's going to be really cool about it being on Fox and giving it such a big set is when people flip through, that it's not going to look like, oh, yeah, there's another wrestling show. It's going to look like, oh, this is a big event. What's going on? You know? So I think they did a really good job of making the set look big and making everything look big and exciting. I thought the way that Rey Mysterio's entrance looked in that this is the best I've seen it look since he's come back with all the masks flashing.
Yeah.
And then they had the mask in the back, right in the middle of the things, and then like colors flashing along the way. I was like, this is fucking cool.
Yep.
So I was pretty happy about the way that they're utilizing too. Even the rock, when the lightning was kind of coming through those little arches and stuff, I was like, this looks cool, looks big, pretty good.
Overall, and this is like starting here, but we saw it last week with Raw. I appreciate and I hope that they continue to differentiate sets and that they're really investing, because before it felt
100%.
like
Oh my gosh.
it felt so cheap sometimes. Like, God, this feels shitty and dumb. Like,
It's the same thing for between the weekly shows. Look, the same thing for each pay-per-view. Like, there was no change in there.
It was just the one set they carried with
Yeah.
them everywhere, and that was kind of
Vince,
pretty bland.
that's cutting back the money, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But now they got that Fox money, so.
well, and then they've gotten rid of, like, I really liked when you saw entrance videos that were unique and they'd have like editing in them, or they'd show highlights of the performer. And like KO's is the most frustrating. Was just flashing fucking red. It's like, what is this shit? It looked like PowerPoint.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
word
yeah.
art.
Now
That's my
we're
new
just
gripe
starting-
too. Yeah, all their intro videos have been just like their names. I mean, that's like the NXT how they do it, right?
like graphic kind of design, yeah.
The very indie. It's very indie is what it is.
They can do more. They
They
hopefully
can.
they can.
I feel like the flashing of all their moves and stuff, that little highlight reel style, I feel like that's a bit dated though. I like how clean it looks when they're coming out, and you get a really cool like image of here's a guy standing there, and then here's his name huge behind him, and colors flashing and pyro going off. You're like, okay. But you could do more things like how Jericho's Break the Wall Down was, where show people dancing and stuff. You could do more like
The New
Miz, New Day, Miz.
Yep.
Where Miz has the whole set thing going on and people driving on the highway kind of look. Like, you could do more stuff like that for sure.
Yeah.
I don't think I want a highlight video, though. Just the one stunner 100,000 times. It's like, okay, well, be a little bit different than that.
Yeah.
But I'd like to see them move more into it. I was really glad to see Becky get her steam back. That was
Oh
cool.
yeah, just the return of Pyro. The return of Pyro.
And they
it
do it
even-
so well.
Even that, I noticed it got kind of selective as the shows went on. Like, oh, it's not everyone that gets pyro anymore. It's some people, which is kind of more than they did at certain events, but really what they've been doing the last year, where they're introducing, like, we're going to give it to Roman,
Yeah.
Seth, a few people.
Yeah, they give a few people pyro, and they give everybody a different type of pyro. And
Yeah.
that I like.
Yeah. It's cool. It's unique. It's.
That was one of my gripes about the AEW show, was that Cody and Jericho had the identical pyro. And it was obvious. And I was like, guys, you have like one shot? Like, what, come on. Just do it
is your
slightly different.
Yeah.
Let's do it reverse order or something. I wouldn't have noticed. So I do like that. Yeah, they got a few people who get it, people who don't. People who do get it, it looks different than the other people who are getting it. Like, I think that's cool. They've got entrances figured out, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
Exactly.
just got to sit down and work on stories now.
Oh yeah. Now I'm remembering Becky Lynch's entrance. Yeah, that looked really cool with
Yeah.
the steam. Yeah.
I was going to say, like, when I watched everything this week, I was like, cool. Did we, in adding a pyro budget, just say, fuck it, we don't need writers anymore? We got rid of writers.
They were hiring for a writer and a writer's assistant.
Yeah.
Oh, they need them.
They need as many as they can get.
I'll throw my application their way.
Yeah.
Let's see. So SmackDown did open up with Vince and Stephanie coming out, introducing the show, and I thought that was cool.
I thought that was something I will give them over AEW, because I think one thing I said as an AEW fan that I thought would have been really cool is having the Young Bucks and Cody and Kenny come out and give like an opening like thank you. That would have been a cool acknowledgement of this, because this is a pretty big thing for their first show, and they're not going to get to do that ever again.
Exactly.
You can't make a first impression more than once, and that was their first impression. That would have to me really measurably increased the value of that show overall.
I think so too. When I look back on what made me so upset about it, is I think that if you put that show in a bubble, you wouldn't know if it was the first 100th, 1000th, or last show. There was nothing about it
agree.
special in that way.
They just got started. Like
Yeah.
it was just another show.
It really felt like just another
Yeah.
show from beginning to end. And I think that's what made me just so furious. Is like, I came to watch your first show and you just gave me show 129.
Yeah.
Like, so I think that's what fired me up.
Jarrett's a champion. Fuck.
Yeah, damn it. But this was cool, even this, where it's like, this is literally your 20th year and you're coming out being like, guys, welcome to the show. This is SmackDown. We're on Fox. I'm Vince McMahon. Like, these are people who don't have to introduce themselves, and they are. It's like I thought they did a really good job of saying welcome to our show. Again, I feel like the first segment of SmackDown, I feel like that was they did it all right. And then after that, there's kind of like, we got that out of the way. Everyone, let's go home. They'll sort it out.
Just make a balloon animal and it flies.
Thanks,
Yep.
MC Jesse.
Yeah, for sparkling water, and definitely not for the ref. 100 ice cream cones. Coming from Jesse. Nice. It's good. So all that stuff was great. All of it was really neat to see it coming in. Did anybody
Now
else-
let's keep going.
Yeah, I feel like everyone went home. Like, all right, guys, that's it. That's the end of the show.
Yeah,
Let's
that
play
was-
the outro.
And if that was all we told you, this would have been a great,
Yeah.
happy show of wrestling this week.
Let's see. So it does go into the new intro video that I liked. All the different effects.
This intro video very much made me think of Fox. It was very much like Fox NFL Sports.
American Idolish.
Yeah.
That and then America ass music, just like,
Yeah.
like dad rock guitars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Well, again, they're on Fox. That's
They're doing
it's
it.
a totally different audience, and it's
And I like
it's exciting, but it's also I don't like the thought of the crossovers that they're going to potentially do now, like WWE stars on Simpsons or on Family Guy.
That
doing
could be
cross-
amazing.
Doing that cross promotion thing. I don't know if I'm not excited about that. I don't know if I'm that.
I
Yeah.
literally have an action figure
Yeah,
of Bret
I-
Hart on The Simpsons.
Yeah, that is his favorite.
Yeah, but that was old Simpsons.
That's old
That was
Simpsons,
20
true.
years ago Simpsons. Not now.
That's a good point. I just want the toys of them as cartoons. I just like.
You're gonna get
cartoons.
them. You're gonna get them.
So like the feet, like Bray Wyatt walking in on Bob's Burgers.
Yes.
I'd pull that.
He's all upside down or something.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
The Masked Singer. It's just the Fiend, and then Bray Wyatt. It just gets
He
worse.
could definitely be on a freak show in the Wonder Wharf.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool. They do a freak show episode and the
Yeah.
Fiend comes out.
What is it?
This is actually gonna be good.
Yeah, we have ideas here, so
They could have Tim Allen on the actual SmackDown.
Brodus Clay's already on Fox News. You didn't know that?
I
Bro-
thought, I thought he was
Yeah.
removed for all
Type-
that stuff.
I thought he was removed too.
I thought he's still on it.
thought he
He's-
got in trouble.
He's still got views.
He definitely did a lot of things you're not supposed to do to stay on TV.
Yeah.
So good luck on him if he stays. Jesse says, "Welcome to Fox Sports." An American bald eagle explodes into a flag. Just goes waving.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah. But I liked it because it was different. It looked new. It looked fresh. It was like, okay, cool. They're definitely doing a whole other thing. I also thought it was interesting. There was not a single title, like a championship belt. in the intro.
Particularly not on Kofi, who was on a lot of that.
It wasn't on anyone. There was
Yeah, I know.
no shot of a single person with any belt.
I'll just wait till next week. This Friday they'll show with Brock. with
Just
the
be
belt.
like a bunch of Brock.
Yeah, it's gonna be Brock with the belt. I guarantee.
It'll be Brock with all the belts.
Just holding the belt,
Even
flipping
the
it
women's
off for
belts.
like 30 seconds. Just
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guarantee it.
Seth MacFarlane's been in the ring. He didn't fight, but he showed up on Raw a long time ago when they were doing that Hollywood celebrity thing. Wasn't it?
no,
Seth
it's,
MacFarlane?
Seth Green.
Seth Green definitely did.
This
There's a
is-
bunch of really cool old stuff actually, Jesse. If you YouTube like Muppets on Raw or Pee Wee Herman on Raw, you're gonna find gems, absolute gems.
You're
And-
also gonna find a lot of shit.
no, none of it's bad.
Kevin Federline hosted.
Don't Google Kevin Federline for anything.
yeah.
Bob Barker hosted. Freddie Prinze Jr. hosted. Who was also a writer at the time.
I
Yeah.
was not watching wrestling during this era.
I know. That's why I've gone back to rewatch all those clips because I missed the good stuff.
We're dating ourselves.
I would go and be like, oh, Ric Flair retired. Watch that. Cool. I'm done for this
Yeah, done for a while.
Yeah.
So it did open up then after that little video package. You have Becky Lynch. Her music hits. She comes out, says that SmackDown is, where she got big and all that, and thanks everybody. Says she's going to kick someone's ass. And then Corbin comes out, Corbin is so good. His shit-eating grin, walking out just smiling and waving at everybody as they're booing him out of the building. fucking so.
He's the best bad guy ever.
It's amazing.
And he's the only one where they mix his fucking entrance and it works.
Yes.
And he does. I don't think he gets the credit that he deserves. I mean, if you're on Reddit, people shit on him on Reddit all the time, and
He's amazing.
I don't understand it.
They're wrong. Everyone is wrong about
I
it.
think they're
He's
wrong
so
about
good.
Baron Corbin.
Yo, so when they were here at WWE Live, it was Corbin versus Cedric Alexander, and this was like what the second match of the night, I think. And chants, and the crowd was big. They almost sold out the Roadrunner Stadium. I was
wow.
confused because last year we went and there was like 50 of us. There was like none. I was all like, oh well, at least it's gonna be easy to get in and out today. And we got there and I was like, fuck, it's packed.
Nice.
So I was like, that's pretty cool. But then so it's going and the crowd is on fire. They were chanting, "This is awesome" before the match even was halfway through. We can't pretend like Baron Corbin or Cedric Alexander are in there alone. You know, Cedric didn't do that by himself.
Yep.
Like, Corbin can get a crowd fired up. And so, yeah, it was great. I think he's awesome.
I think his issue right now with a lot of people is perhaps overexposure. Kind of like a reverse Roman Reigns. Pushing him.
I was gonna say like a parallel to Shane McMahon,
Okay.
because like where it's, but I like him more than Shane in terms of his role. I think he does it so much better than Shane. I worry it's gonna get old, but he keeps changing it up so much, and he's been in this role for so long, and I keep liking him more, but I wonder when it'll change.
And I think he's the type of dude who, I think he's old school. I think that he loves that people hate him.
Yeah.
That's what it's not like where some people are heels and they don't like that they're getting booed everywhere and they like to, after the matches, go see people and shake their hands and be like, I'm actually a cool guy. It's just a thing I do. I'm just on TV. He's like legit, like, yeah, fucking boo me. When he walked right by us and like, we were doing a thing and I'm going like this, like, not worthy. And so he's like, he gets it. He gets it. He goes, what's wrong with the rest of you? You know what I mean? Like, he was like feeding into it, but not. You know what I mean? So Corbin's coming out, his shit-eating thing, and The Rock interrupts him,
Of course.
which was good.
Rock
Well done.
had shit to do. He wanted to get out of there fast.
I don't think that's the
That's your
case.
money.
I really don't feel like that's the case at all. I think this whole segment was built for The Rock to put over the biggest face that they see moving forward,
Absolutely.
along with
biggest heel.
providing
The biggest heel.
more heat to the biggest heel they have. Because he went out there and, my God, did they make Becky look like a goddamn star.
It was and it was great. It was a good segment. It was a fan. I loved it. The dialogue back and forth was awesome.
The little details they did to put her over, where he walks in the ring, looks at her, and they do this like secret handshake thing. So like a couple of slaps and a fist bump thing, like they're just chums. Like, oh yeah, we chill all the fucking time. That's just my guy, I guess.
Yeah.
Then when she screams it doesn't matter, and then The Rock's like staring at Corbin, he just puts his fist out and she reaches over his fist bump, and like it was all these little things where, you know, he kept talking about The Rock and the man, and like couldn't have endorsed her more.
Oh, no, absolutely.
Yeah.
And she's the perfect person to put aside The Rock too, as far as charisma and mic skills right now. She really is the man.
Yeah, absolutely. It was crazy good. That whole segment I thought was just done perfect. Even the Rock tearing on Corbin the way he was, getting the crowd to chant, super tough dude. And then he's all, you're welcome. Because, like, in a backhanded way, yeah, you're welcome. I got the whole crowd chant STD at you. But in like in a backstage kind of a way, yeah, I just provide you with a shitload more heat, man.
Yeah.
Like, I just went ahead and threw something they can yell at you where it's a cheer for you and they're still booing you at the same time. Like, that's fucking gold for a heel.
I think for Becky too, this is a very good promo, and some of her promos of late have been kind of frustrating to me because it feels very canned. Like when they had her with Seth Rollins, it's like, fuck, this is bad. Get her away from Seth Rollins. When they had her with Lacey or even Sasha, it was kind of like, okay, calm. Like, I don't know whether it was too much or it just didn't feel organic. I didn't like it as much. This is
It was
great.
sounding a bit repetitive
Yeah.
by the time that we got through there. But yeah, I thought it just seemed really fresh.
Yep.
Oh, that's it, guys.
Wrap
Let's
it
see.
up.
We're gonna keep doing that. We can just get.
So after that, we did end up getting Becky and Charlotte versus Boston Hug Connection, which was a fine match. It wasn't bad. It was a little short, but I think all the stuff was kind of short because they were trying to build time for weird things.
That's a good way to put this because there is some shit that took way long on every show this week.
Yeah, it was really weird where it's like, we just want more time for that. And you're kind of like, okay.
I
And
think
Charlotte
it was,
Flair gets the figure 8 on Bailey, who taps out.
Yep, it was I thought that was a telltale sign what was going to happen at the pay-per-view as far as like their matchups.
Well, yeah,
Well,
but
we'll get-
usually when they book that kind of stuff, it's usually
The
reversed.
50-50 kind of crap.
Well, it's usually if you're going over on the weekly, you're losing on the pay-per-view.
Yeah, but
Typically.
now it's Charlotte Flair though.
I hate Charlotte Flair. Bitch.
You only hate her because she can't do a great signature the first time.
That's true, but I actually did meet her once, and she was really nice. And I walked away because I was like walking back there, and I was all like, "God, Charlotte's such a bitch." And she walks up and starts talking to me, and I was like, "I mean, you're okay." And then like we end up talking for like 7-8 minutes, just bullshitting about all sorts of stuff. And I ended up leaving the show that night, just being like, "Damn it, damn it,
Fucking
Flair
hate
fan!" All of a sudden. So yeah, she's actually.
You've actually, and your interactions, the interaction you, unless you had more, you described to me with the people you had that you really like the Boston Hug connection was not great from your description of it. You described it as being very awkward and strange. You've
Yes.
had great interactions with Becky
Yeah.
and Charlotte now. Why do you like these two?
These two, like, I think they spooked me. I don't know what it was. Yeah, I was like
You're
super
too much
like
of a fanboy.
Yeah, I was too fanboy for the Boston Hug Connection, and the rest of them all, I'm like, that's cool to meet you. Oh yeah, you're good. It's like whatever. But with them, I was just all like, fuck.
And producer over here, I was taking the security to heart because they're like, "Oh, don't touch him, don't hug him," and I was like, "Okay." So when Sasha went to hug me, I was like, "Oh, I can't touch you," and she's like,
Fucking
look,
Heismaned her.
she
fucking
looked,
stiffed on
yeah.
her.
So she looked at me like I was the weirdo. I was like, "They told me."
Yeah, they said I can't touch you. Fucking like shoulder check Sasha. Get off me.
Sasha's just like, "Okay."
Yeah.
Damn.
That was the one time I got super
Way
flustered.
to come off like you have a medical condition.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rain Man over there.
Of sudden poop explosion disease. Don't do this.
Yeah. So you felt like this was a pretty good indication of what was going to be happening? Mm-hmm. I was hoping it was an indication of typical booking. I was like, okay, usually. So let's see where it goes. After that, we got a New Day promo that I felt like went on a little long, but it was still good, really fun.
No.
Which was followed up by Firefly Funhouse, which was really long, actually, when I think about it.
For what it was as a segment, it was very long. It could have been a very quick one.
Yeah.
Maybe part of it was as I watched it after I saw Hell in a Cell, and maybe I was just getting more and more mad.
Let's not go there yet. We're not there yet. We're still at Friday.
Oh.
We're still Friday night.
Which also want to say this is if you had Dish and you don't have like an antenna, there's no fucking way to watch it.
We had no way to watch it. We had to watch it.
Through like squared circle and clips.
Well, we found a way to watch it in its entirety, but it was not a way
Dubbed
we
in
should,
Russian.
we should not continue to watch it that way.
So it's not live, right? It is.
What?
Well, they film it live, but we don't get it until
A couple hours later.
a couple hours later.
Depending on where it's at, yeah.
Okay, that's why I wanted to clarify, because I was seeing it on Twitter. I was seeing everybody watching it. I'm like, what? What's going on?
Yeah.
It's live, but I don't got it.
Yeah, East Coast gets everything. So everything is on East Coast time. So everything starts at 8
Yeah.
East Coast, which is 5 our time.
Yeah.
So for like Raw, I've got an East Coast feed, so I can watch it at 5.
Nice.
Which is awesome. But now with everything going the way it's going, it's like, well, I'm gonna have to start watching everything on my own feed. Yeah, it was very difficult to watch it. And what was funny is we were saying, like, different than AEW where I had a hard time figuring out where to watch it.
Oh, I wanted to give you so much shit for this.
Well, no, but this was it. It was always like, I know exactly where it is, and I know exactly what time it is, and I cannot find a way to fucking get to it. But with AEW was like reverse of like, wait, where is this? I have paid for it, and I know it's now. Like, I couldn't find it for a while.
Well, and it wasn't on because Dish and Fox are having a tiff and they're not providing each other's content. But also, if you had Hulu, which Fox fucking owns Hulu.
Yeah, Hulu Live only.
Yeah, and I'm not paying $45 a month for fucking Hulu. No.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hulu Live is 45,
Yeah.
Fuck that.
And it's the only way you can access SmackDown, even in replays.
and that's but you get live sports too, other stuff.
Maybe.
I think my dad would actually like something like that, but no.
If you get your dad to buy it, give me his login. I'll take his login. You can have like 3 users, I think.
Crybaby Compass user?
Who's this?
So yeah, it's all about how Rambling Rabbit is begging Seth to not go in the cell, and you don't want to be locked in a cell with the Fiend, and then they interact it, and a whole bunch of fuzz comes out, and Rambling Rabbit's ripped in half, and it's like, oh, you don't want to do this. Yeah.
And boy, that would have been so good, provided that this went the way it logically should have gone.
Yeah.
We're still on Friday.
Oh, I'm
Right.
looking through him!
Jesse has Hulu Live. We might be back in business. It's on regular Hulu now. What do you mean?
Stackhouse.
Stackhouse. What? We tried to watch it a day later, and it wouldn't allow us to access the replays. So I guess I could double check, see if it's on there now. I'm curious to see how much time was cut out of it, because before they would cut out like a half an hour of it. So I'll check it out tonight, see what's left of it. It's cool to see Stackhouse back in here.
Yeah.
But if we get Hulu Live, then we can keep our East Coast feed. Well, here's the problem I have with AEW. Their East Coast feed is on at 5, but on that day I work. So I had to come home and watch the replay, which apparently a ton of picture-in-picture happened this last week that I missed because it wasn't on the replay.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But also, I don't know if they're going to be replaying it at the same time every week like they did this week. I thought that was a one-time thing.
That I'm not too sure about.
So if that's the case, then I'll be... Does Hulu Live have TNT?
Nope.
Jesse, check.
Nope.
No?
Nope.
Pretty sure no? Nope. Fuck. God, we might have to split Fubo with Kevlar.
Yeah,
If we all 3 split it, we can
doesn't
all...
have TNT or TBS on there. It doesn't have
Oh,
either
Jesse
channel.
says yes.
Oh, it does.
Oh my God, it's got TNT.
What?
We might be back in business.
Okay, all right. Yeah, you fool. You fool.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Nice.
Back in business. We can make this happen. Stackhouse says it wouldn't let him the next day either, but then he watched it there yesterday. So I wonder if there's a few day delay or something like that.
Yeah, they need to clarify either
Yeah.
way because
How much playable time did it have for you there, Stackhouse? I'm wondering how much was cut.
Just because the other promotion's shit and making it easy to find things doesn't mean you can be
they're both shit.
equally
okay?
shit right now.
What do you mean? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just because AEW
Don't make it difficult.
don't copy that shit.
People aren't going to AEW because it's difficult to watch WWE. They're chanting it for other reasons.
Yeah.
God damn it.
I'm chanting AEW at something this weekend.
Yeah, there you go. I thought about opening the show with an AEW chant, even though we're not covering AEW this week.
I know.
It would have been appropriate.
Then we got Seth Rollins versus Shinsuke, which was really short, but Shinsuke did a number of really impressive moves I haven't seen him do since like Japan, where he did that flip rollover thing into the armbar. I haven't seen that fucking forever. So it was cool to see them make the most of a short match. It also made no fucking sense. There was no reason to have it.
Yep.
Other than they just want to put 2 big names in front of a big audience.
I think that's what it was. I felt like everything after The Rock, it was
Look what we have.
let's introduce our roster to the people and show them a couple things.
It was an attendance test. It
It was roll call.
Roll call.
Yeah. Let's see then. So after a couple of really impressive moves by Shinsuke, the lights go out. Seth has tried to run away. Oh yeah. So Seth literally runs away. He's at the top of the ramp all of a sudden, and I was like, "What the fuck, man? Like, this is your survive and prevail. I'm not afraid of this." You literally ran away, and then the Fiend claws Seth and throws him off the stage from the top of the ramp.
That's a really smart place to run to, knowing that that's where you...
Where he's fucked up several people.
Yeah.
Well, he's either there or in the ring, so he's getting away from the ring because it's one place he's been attacked.
I guess with that logic, sure, but to me, it's like a dumb horror movie decision of Seth Rollins
He should have gone into the
to
audience.
run into the danger. Yeah, exactly. Run into the audience, dude.
That'd have been so funny. Or like make it like a straight on horror movie where he's running through concessions and shit and Bray just dives at him.
This is your champion.
And then he does like the fall for no reason.
Yeah, he falls and everything. And it just keeps like panning over and then there's the Fiend just standing there again. It's like, turns around the other way. There he is. That'd be great.
Go like old school Attitude area and gimmick like a backstage area like they did for that WrestleMania hardcore match,
Oh,
and just
yeah.
had to be like fake concessions and everything, where lights go out and stuff like that. But now we can't do that anymore.
No fucking way.
Jesse says, yeah, you can record it too,
Yeah.
like cable, even though it's just like worse cable.
Let's see. So that was just kind of like, hey, I felt like the Funhouse was really to show people what the Funhouse is, and the Bray Wyatt has two personalities, sort of. Then we get KO versus Shane McMahon in a loser leaves town match. KO won and fired Shane. I thought the match was good.
Yeah, I mean, but is this the end of Shane, though? Is this really them writing him off right now?
He needs it for a while. It's
He
been so
needs
much.
to go away for a while, yes, I agree. But I don't know.
I feel like Seth needs to go away more than Shane does.
Yeah, no.
I'd rather Seth go away for 4 months than Shane go away.
Yep.
Because Shane's got real heat, and Shane can get someone over. Seth's not getting anyone over.
From what I gather from where I get information for pro wrestling, a lot of people are wanting to see him go away for a while. Shane McMahon in general.
Huh.
It's not the heat where, like what you're saying, putting somebody over. It's more like the go away heat right
It's
now.
X-Pac heat.
It's X-Pac heat. X-Pac heat, yeah.
But I think that if you're honestly getting booed the way you're getting booed, and every time someone did anything to him, they were getting cheered, that's how Braun became a face, was because people hated Roman so bad.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but do you want to be? Is it beneficial to be in a spot where it's like, hey, you're over because this person's so shit, and it isn't.
Yes.
It isn't. Well, it isn't like a good heel. It kind of got to where it was just, this is shit. It wasn't like, I don't. And for people, like, it got KO over. KO did great, but there was other people in this feud with him that did not get over.
It's
So
because
give-
they were trying to team him up with him.
No, Miz, I don't think got over.
Miz can't get over. It doesn't matter who you put the Miz against. Dude's
Roman
shit.
didn't do well with it. This KO, it just, to me, highlighted KO's fantastic. KO gets over with anyone, but it
KO's
didn't
really
help a
good.
lot of people. And I think that was the big thing. Just let him, he needs time off. He needs to figure something out. Go backstage. I don't know. Go explore helicopter flying. Just something else.
Yeah, come back Royal Rumble or something.
Yeah.
But then you want him to come back as a face.
Maybe he
got all
can
this-
still come back as a
maybe.
heel.
It's a lot tougher if you just, like, someone who's that stature, when he comes back, every time he would come back, he fucking way cheers.
He could also come back and be a different type of heel, because I feel like him as a heel who gets in the ring, just the manner in which he was a heel was just kind of frustrating, because it was just so petty and shitty.
You're describing a really good heel right now.
No, I know I am, but I know I am, but he's not fucking Ric Flair. He was trying to. He just wasn't fucking Ric Flair. There's other ways to do this.
Yeah,
You know.
there's more than one way. You don't have to be Ric Flair. You can still get boos and get people over other ways. And I feel like Shane was doing that really good. The same thing people were saying about Baron 4 months ago was go away heat.
Yeah.
He's got to go away. And he stuck with it. And few of us have been on board a while. Few of us have not. And because Kevlar always liked Corbin, no matter what happened. And there was a long time where I was like, I just feel like he's boring to watch. And it wasn't even like I was booing him or not. I just wasn't as interested. And I feel like that he's really come around and become an interesting character that I'm still happy to boo. You know what I mean? Like, and you don't have to be the kind of heel that people like. You really shouldn't be. And I think Shane is perfect at that role. Anyone who attacked him was getting cheers. So I think that
That's fair.
seeing him disappear for a while, that's fine with me, but I don't see that his heat as being a problem. You take Shane out, and what other real heels do you have? Like, you got Corbin.
Well, I mean, are we saying at SmackDown, or are we saying, because they're going to do the draft, so who knows?
In general. What others, like, what heels are as strong at getting their boos as Shane and Corbin?
Currently Lesnar.
Thanks,
Lesnar
Zom.
can get some pretty good heat.
Thanks, Zom, for hosting us.
Zom Chicken!
Oh, Zon Chicken.
Tad!
That's a buddy of mine, yeah.
What's up, Tad? Cheers. Thanks for hosting us.
Thanks, Tad. awesome.
Main event shows 44 minutes. Like, I want to fucking watch main event.
So what was the question? Name another heel.
Yeah.
And
So we got Lesnar, Shane, and Baron. I would say maybe Samoa Joe, but he's over.
Joe's
Joe's is a over heel.
yeah,
Yeah.
but he also is a damn good heel. The club.
Yeah.
You
The
called
right-
them the clump.
The clump. I'm afraid, God, you know what? And I have like a really bad feeling that they're going to split him up too at the draft.
Oh fuck! I have a bad feeling because
like
also
something's
how the past this week has treated them.
Yeah.
They have not done well.
And they just got a new intro. They got new music. They got all this new stuff, and I feel like it's
Fuck them.
yeah,
Fuck
fuck 'em.
them.
I get the
Split 'em
impression
up.
they haven't signed and are going to disappear.
I thought they reported they did sign.
No one reported it but Meltzer, and he's not dead on about those things.
True.
And his report was, well, seeing as how they won a title, it's likely they signed. Is pretty much what he would say.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but I guess at this point though, it's October.
You have Dolphin Rude.
I actually think they would have had to resign. I got them drunk once, and they told me when their contract was up. in September.
I thought this talk of their contract going up was a while ago. So I think you're right. They would have to sign by now. It was a few months ago.
So quietly you said that.
They got really, really drunk, and they told me the day their contract was up. And I was like, you shouldn't tell me that.
You shouldn't tell me.
Yeah, that's privy information.
Something
It's like the only thing you would.
But it was in September.
Yeah, no.
So maybe they would have
Well,
had to
they
resign.
could have also done their bullshit extension
That's true.
for being injured.
Extensions.
Had some shit on there.
Yeah, it's true. There's still a possibility they may disappear. I will say the way they're being booked, I'm not sure they're hanging on for the long haul. So Shane gets fired. Is he really gone? How long will he be gone? Maybe
Yeah.
he's actually done.
Will they do another legally illogical legal aspect to this? Because that was also took me out of it so rapidly. This is a lawsuit that dictates this. That's not fucking possible.
Yeah.
That is not how lawsuits work. That is not how any of this works. No. It just bugged the shit out of me.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of that aspect of it, but I was kind of fine with the idea of the story. I also wonder if Shane's feeling pretty just done with it, because the reason he does the big moves and then takes a lot of time off, the reason he has the schedule he's got is because he legitimately breaks his ribs every time he does those.
He puts in like bigger spots than 95% of the roster.
And it's because he
stupid.
legitimately breaks his ribs every time.
Yeah.
There's
So
like a bunch of padding in it. Like if you watch him when he's like spinning around and stuff, like when Cesaro swings, he's always holding his shirt down because he doesn't want you to see that he's got a ton of padding. Because no matter what he does, he's gonna break a fucking rib tonight. And it's like I
Why
just
not-
wonder if there's a certain point where he's all like, I gotta stop breaking my ribs, guys. Like,
Why not wear like a girdle and like something underneath so it just looks like an Under Armour? That'd be fine. Nobody would question it.
at Rumble he's close enough in spinning that it's kind of like that.
Yeah.
But you can still see like blocks.
His problem is he never changed up his style throughout the years, because he started pretty hardcore in his younger years.
fall
and-
off
prove
of shit.
himself.
Yeah, and then just kept it going.
I fall off and through
Walks
shit.
away from a helicopter crash and shit. God damn.
I feel like I should have changed our title to "What the fuck did we watch this week?"
I can do that.
Go ahead and change it back. Let's see.
Drinking because of sadness.
Yeah, drinking the week away with Wrestling on the Rocks.
Seriously.
Let's see. After that, we do get a Paul Heyman promo, which was cool.
Yeah.
And then we get a 4-on-4 match just to show more of the roster.
Yeah.
So we got Braun, Heavy Machinery, Miz versus Robert Roode, Orton, Ziggler, and AJ. None of these people have anything to do with each other.
Yep.
And everyone did one spot
Yeah.
just to show a thing that they do. And then the whole
Otis
thing
is the
was-
man.
Who?
Otis.
Otis, he came and did his dance. They didn't even do a move. They just had him slap his belly.
That's all he needs to do, man.
I guess that lets people know what he does.
Sexual belly.
That's true. And then it's just Braun and Tyson Fury. And Fury jumps the barricade, gets pulled back, and goes away.
Do you want me to start now with it?
Yeah, it's exciting. Tyson Fury, world champion, Gypsy King, amazing person, great human.
Oh, great human being.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Clump, get started.
Okay, so this and then what happens later on, I feel like we're just trying to. We talk about crossover that seems unnecessary. We're just bringing in athletes, and it doesn't feel like it's catering to any logical sense of story.
This one,
Felt stupid.
I agree, but I do like the one that happened later.
Yes, no, that one I'm not upset about. That can work. Why have this one too? Because
Because
Tyson.
they don't know what the fuck to do with a guy like Braun anymore.
They don't.
So you put him in a story like this where he's not interacting with anybody else. You got two relatively tough dudes or whatever. Either one knocks out the other one. It doesn't really hurt either
They're
one's
two
value.
big bearded fucks. That's it.
Oh, you know, and I guarantee it's gonna double knockout.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
That's probably what's gonna happen.
Ooh, what if they did it like AJ Shinsuke style and they both punch each other in the balls so hard they can't answer to the count of 10?
Blood packs on their mouths. I would be okay with that.
I would be okay with that ending. Yeah.
That'd be
Cool.
cool.
Take some time off for a bit. But no, Tyson Fury. There's a lot of controversy about him and statements he's made in the past, and he now is struggling with. He's open about the struggles of mental health, but he's not the cleanest cut person with an organization that's so conscious of this. He's kind of an asshole.
Where's he from?
He's English.
I called it.
I
Yeah.
thought gypsies was an Irish thing. Is that not true?
Gypsies are a lot of places.
Yeah.
Gypsy, yeah.
Yeah.
He's an Irish. His family's Irish traveler, so they're an Irish
So he's Irish.
back further,
What?
back further, but like his father's family, but more
Like far back, they're Irish and they traveling gypsies.
further back, very possibly Romanian because
Yeah.
Roma.
What does that mean?
The
That's a
Roma
tomato.
are they're
That is literally a tomato.
no. Very, very cautious here, Marsh. If you want to sound really, really fucking racist, just
What was happening in Roma?
The Roma, that's the ethnic group that are they're a gypsy group.
Didn't know
There.
that.
Yeah,
No
no.
idea.
Yeah, gypsy groups
I'm gonna have to read on that.
span across.
I believe you. Never heard of it.
Understood. No, but
Someone
he-
bring me a tomato. I got to prove a point.
Fair point. Okay, but he's a fighter. That's cool. He's a boxer.
Is it true he's been undefeated for like 10 years?
He's gapped out too.
Yeah,
he
he-
retired and came back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So is
But he
Dwayne.
didn't lose on either side.
He's got one no contest. That's it. He's a talented fighter. Don't get me wrong. He's just kind of an asshole, and that's the thing I think is like there's not other than we need some big fucking asshole to fight Braun.
Yeah.
Okay, Tyson Fury likes wrestling. We'll bring him in. That's cool, but
And he's got a name for pro wrestling too. Tyson Fury.
That's a good name.
That's a good
That's a video game name.
yeah, I know. And it's not. It's
But
not.
the
It's
problem,
not.
the problem is, no one really gives a shit about boxing. I think that's the biggest problem with Tyson Fury versus the other guy. Boxing is not prevalent anymore. Even though he's the world heavyweight champion, I know very little about him.
Nobody
You
gives
knew
a
one
shit
person.
about nobody gives a shit about heavyweight boxing, which is
Oh,
very
exactly.
yeah. They give a shit about welterweight division boxing, which
Which is why he stands out in the idea that he's super gimmicky in all of the promos he cuts for boxing. But also his stance, like his undefeated stance, and his like what's this lineal champion thing where like he beat the person who is the champ. It's like this weird thing where it's like he's also a lineal champion where there's someone else who's a champion, but he beat the guy who beat that guy or some shit like that. So it's like there's some line of like I've defeated this person, I just haven't got my rematch kind of a deal.
yeah.
That's why they keep calling him a lineal champion. So I mean, like his
Again, I don't
stats.
follow boxing, so
Me neither, but his stats sound impressive when you lay it all out. You go, okay, I can understand why they bring this guy in as opposed to any other random heavyweight.
It would make as much sense to. It would make more sense to bring in a big fucking scary MMA fighter, like someone like Bob Sapp, who doesn't have much of a record, but is a big scary fucking guy. You know what I mean?
Remember when they
No.
brought in Mike Tyson and that was awesome?
no.
But
Remember they brought in Mike Tyson?
yeah, that was Mike Tyson. That was when it was boxing.
He's a really good person too. He did nothing horrible during that same time frame.
Yeah, no, I'm.
Remember Dennis Rodman in WCW?
Hey, but you know what? That WrestleMania is one of those that is like a special one for me in my childhood. So.
Yes, it was great.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You're wrong about Tyson Fury. He's the next Mike Tyson.
I would say this: we're at a time where we're a bit more conscious of people's actions than we were then.
They almost signed Bobbitt. What's his name? What's Bobbitt's first name?
Oh, John Wayne Bobbitt.
John Bobbitt.
Yeah.
They were going to sign him too.
Which, yeah, context. I think right now we're more aware of it, and it's just it doesn't make sense. It doesn't.
Remember
if you
Goldust
have
versus
trouble,
Roddy
if you
Piper?
have trouble booking this big fucking asshole, you've done things well with him in the past. Like with Lashley, he was decent to an extent.
That was really cool. But Braun has no one for Lashley to fuck.
Let's get. I want to talk about that later too.
Yeah, I know. This isn't great. Oh, Maria Kanellis' vagina is a black hole of sadness that's sucking more and more people in as it goes.
Has Braun ever come out with anyone? Nicholas. That's who
Nicholas.
Bobby Lashley could fuck.
Oh, poor Nicholas.
What? He could come out making out with Nicholas.
No.
Then you got boom, new rivalry.
No.
We're looking for a sponsorship from Namble, apparently.
And I'm just watching the chat drop.
Stop.
Yep.
Stop. We are not endorsing anything Ref Marsh says.
Just saying, I could write for them.
His opinions are his own.
You would have gotten fired at
Yeah.
this point.
Actually, Vince would have been like, "That's good shit."
Shit, you might get my ass fired.
I'll call home being it's like, it was worth it.
Thanks,
Sitting
champ.
at home 2 months later, that was my idea.
Weird flex, but okay.
So after this Tyson thing, and everyone does one move to say, hey, here's our people, they have a really weird 24/7 title spot where Marshmello, the DJ, gets the title for a little bit.
Again, just pandering to this new audience. I don't even know who that guy is, to be honest with you.
You think that Marshmello has to do with the new Fox audience?
Yeah.
Is that true?
It's bringing people in because they're trying to get a lot of demographics. Marshmallow's a DJ.
He's an EDM guy.
Yeah, he's more obscure and newer than Deadmau5. That's basically the best way to describe him.
Really? I've known about him just as long as Deadmau5.
I don't know much about him, so I can't really.
I don't know that
form
he's
an
good.
opinion.
I just know what he looks like.
Yeah.
He's-
And everyone sends his shit my way because they're like, isn't this funny? It's like you. I'm like, I have a normal shape.
I'm pretty sure that's the only reason you.
ouch.
No, the reason you know about him is that because his name is yours.
Yeah. I don't know if they're trying to cater to an audience, maybe. I just don't think they also know what to fuck with 24/7 title, and we'll get to that later, too.
I feel like we were making fun of like having Kevin Smith and Jason Mewes at AEW, and then SmackDown was like,
Marshmallow shows up.
motherfucker. Never mind. At least they were attached to a fucking movie.
Yeah.
Well, at least Tyson Fury's going to have a fight. Let's see Kevin Smith get in the ring.
I was cool with Drew. It makes me think of Drew Carey at the Royal Rumble. It was
yeah.
fun.
I bet you
It was funny.
Kevin Smith would be down to do like a spot.
Yeah, I'd be cool with it.
And fuck,
He
remember
probably-
the Battle Royal last year with fucking
Oh my God.
Saturday Night Live pieces of shits?
Wait, Battle Royale?
Oh,
Whatever.
Andre the Giant.
wow.
No, it was the Battle Royal.
Oh yeah, it was a Battle Royale. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
I think they've done better about not putting dumbass celebrities in the Royal Rumble. I think we got past that for a little
And
bit.
then they fucked it up again because of Braun.
For now.
They just don't understand what to do with Braun, and I don't think it's that fucking hard, but maybe it's impossible.
He's not that. The thing is, he's also lost enough. He's not Andre the Giant, where you have this mystique to him that he's undefeated. Like,
Yeah, they
I
fucked
feel
that
like they're
up.
booking him like they booked Andre in the old days. Well, he goes through and does this, and he looks awesome, and then he disappears. He's lost so fucking much. He's just a dude.
Yeah,
He's just a big fucker.
who can lose.
And I feel like it's just, at this point, he's in a cycle of let's build his character up so we can tear it down. And they build it up, and then someone gets the win over him, which didn't make any fucking sense. And they go, okay, now let's get that out of our
I
mouths. and
swore
start
up
over.
and down that Braun was going to be Universal Champion 2 years ago, year
Yeah.
and a half ago, something like that.
100%. I was like,
You just,
obviously.
you just described all of their booking of late, which is just build them up, tear them down, build them up, tear them down,
Yeah.
with the exception of Roman and stuff.
Fucking Seth's a piece of shit. Let's see. Then we get Roman versus Eric Rowan in a lumberjack match, and Roman gets the win in what I believe was an okay match. My eyes were not glued to the screen for this one, I'll be honest. Dana Bryan was on commentary. I heard most of him talk, and I like Dana Bryan still. That's about all I got out of that whole segment.
Yeah, no.
I feel like it was a lumberjack match, so you can see more of the roster too.
Yep. I don't have really an opinion for that match either. That's kind of lost my interest.
Yeah.
Look at who we got.
Which brings us to the match of the night. Kofi Kingston versus Brock Lesnar in a barn burner slobber knocker.
I'm gonna pour some right now.
I don't drink, and I'm looking at this. Here, keep that away from me. I'm pissed.
Pour some for Kofi.
Oh, this was probably the best showing of anyone in a long time.
All right, so I'm going to come out and say that this was
better than Jericho versus Kenny Omega? Yes.
Yes. I think this was the best move, though. And I think we all knew it was coming. We didn't want to admit it. And I think this might be the best way for it to go down.
He could have had a bit more of an offense, though.
I like that he got caught off guard.
I go between that, but I feel like this hurt more in the sense that it was because he's such an agile guy. I kind of feel like he shouldn't have gotten caught. He should have been able to wiggle out in some way. I get that. But Lesnar, it could have been a really valid match if it was a bit longer and it was Kofi getting out of things, trying, and just getting his ass beat. And he'd still look like, hey, he's trying. Getting caught, I don't know. It made it. I get that, but I disagree a little bit.
I think for me, it hurt less seeing it go down so fast than seeing Kofi.
Fucking Band-Aid.
Yeah, exactly. Than seeing Kofi get like brutalized like Orton did or something.
That's my old
like that.
SmackDown timer. I gotta change that.
Oh,
I have it set the lights go out right before SmackDown starts.
Nice.
It also kind of fit the mood.
Yeah.
Let's keep him
Like,
off.
yeah. So like, let's talk about Kofi versus Brock.
sad.
Come in close, guys. Come in real close.
But yeah, I know a lot of people are very angry about how it went down. You know, F for Kofi, poor one. I'll see what you're gonna say, but I'm not that upset about it.
I do think him not having the belt could be compelling because him chasing is still a compelling story.
Yeah.
I think he could be great. I think he's now at that top tier where he could chase, he could be there, and he'd be up there. It's dependent on booking moving forward, and I hope he's booked well.
They could have also, I mean, not only for Kofi, but this could have been a catapult for someone like Big E to come out. Like he beats the crap out of Kofi. Big E comes out to back him up. You know, fucking throws Brock, uses his mask to throw Brock, something like that, where Brock has to sell it. You know, I think that's how it should have gone down. Yeah. What do you think?
Stackhouse is saying he's been telling us for 2 months, which is true. I keep telling him I don't believe him that it was going to happen, but he thinks it was the best way to do it. He says, I wouldn't have wanted to watch Kofi get thrown around for 10 minutes and then still lose. But at the same time, the Balor match that he had was incredible. Daniel Bryan match was incredible. Like AJ Styles, these were all matches where they got a ton of offense in. I think for me, the problem I have with this is, do you guys remember when Kevin Owens was Universal Champion? Mm-hmm. Remember how that ended?
Yes, I do. And that's kind of what it reminded me of. And it happened to Brock too. Like Brock got caught off guard too and got his ass whooped in 30 seconds. So it just...
Yeah. So Kevin Owens loses it to Goldberg in 2 moves or whatever. Mm-hmm. So that way Goldberg and Brock Lesnar can have a title match at WrestleMania. Mm-hmm. And KO has not chased the title again since then.
Yeah.
This has not been a former champion chasing the championship.
So that's the point you're trying to make? Okay.
Is that this was an incredible reign, much like Kevin Owens had a pretty incredible reign, although I think Kofi's was far more meaningful, and I felt that the way they booked it was a way for them to sweep it under the rug as quick as they could to try and get as little backlash as possible, because not only did no one come out to help them, it was done in one move, and then as soon as it was over, as soon as Brock starts to get his boos, they play Rey Mysterio's music to get the cheers and get Kofi out of the fucking ring to then spend 15 minutes or so with Kane and Brock staring at each other, which went on way too fucking long. And I think it was to get Kofi out of the picture and to move a title into the Brock Lesnar story, which I don't think it needs.
Yeah, I think...
Well, go ahead.
I think it could have been equally... I think Kofi chasing is good. I hope he chases. I get worried about that part of it. I think it could have been compelling if Kane and Ray came out and equally tripped up Brock. Like, that would have gotten a huge pop. Mm-hmm. But...
So, I wouldn't say that it's going to be exactly the same as Kevin Owens.
It'd be worse.
The problem right now is they're focused on the Saudi Arabia show, and that's what they're building towards. So, and I don't think that this storyline between Kane and Brock will go past that. So there is a chance that Kofi gets put back into the slot afterwards, but that's a slim shot. I'm saying there is still a chance that he gets back into the picture.
There's always a chance they could redo a ton of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there was always a chance Finn Balor could make it back to the title picture too. That also just really didn't fucking happen, except for when Roman was like, "I'll give you a shot," which was arbitrary at best.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just that the way that they did it didn't lead me to believe we have a compelling Kofi storyline coming.
Right.
It
No,
felt
I
like
agree.
a finality of Kofi had his run. We gave you guys what you wanted. It was what it was. We need to get back to telling the story of Brock Lesnar. Is really what it felt like.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't feel like, hey, we got stuff in works for the rest of the guys. It was like, no. We want Brock and Kane, and we want to put a title in there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they need it.
The match doesn't need a title.
No, the story is incredible. After we watched that today, we then put on the Kane versus Brock match in 2012. Fucking brutal, man.
Yeah.
Kane's just beating the shit out of him. It was like a minute in, and then Brock is just literally trying to not get knocked out.
Yeah.
He was no longer fighting after that, and just completely like, please don't give me a concussion.
Don't murder me.
Yeah.
I also feel like the way that Kane came out, I thought, man, it makes Ray look fucking weak. In a way.
he
Like,
had his arm in a sling. Of course he's weak.
yeah, I know, I get,
That,
I know,
tiny
but
guy, yeah.
but like, yeah, it makes him look even tinier. And I'm like looking forward, like, I don't see this helping Ray in any way other. Like, I like the integration of Kane to this but would there be a better way for Kane to have come out?
I don't see a better way to do it.
Well,
Just
maybe
because the whole idea of Kane being Dominic's godfather makes it interesting, because then you can have Dominic get involved whenever he's ready. You can have Kane come back. You can have Mysterio involved. You got a pretty compelling three-way there to get Dominic over when time's right.
LWO version 2.0.
Hell yeah, dude. I would have liked to seen Kane put on a little bit more size, or at least look more toned up. Because when we went back and watched the match from before, he
Yeah.
wasn't ripped back then, but he
Yeah.
had a bigger chest, and his arms came out. And this just looked like a dude who hasn't worked out in a long time.
But his cardio is... No, he looks like that, but he's still in probably better shape than everybody on the roster.
I don't want to fight him.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I can kick his ass. I'm just
I wasn't saying that it looked like someone I think I could take out. Not at all. He just looked like someone at first, or I was all like, oh shit, that's Kane Lesnar. Where if you saw him coming out big, you'd be like, holy shit. And then you'd be like, oh my god. You'd be like, it would have given you a pop of like, this is a big motherfucker coming for Brock. And it's really just kind of like, who's
Yeah.
with Ray?
Yeah, he takes
Yeah.
his shirt off and is like, just a slightly bigger Dominic. or
That's why
something.
everyone thought it was Dominic.
Yeah.
Noelle Foley tweeted, she goes, I can't be the only one who thought that Dominic shaved his head and got a tattoo.
big old brown pride. Which also, when I saw that, and I was like, this makes me think of like you really like growing up, like really piss off a little kid, and big brothers come and like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
The perfect meme that I saw was the old Tom and Jerry one, where Tom was had the gun up against Jerry, and it was Rey Mysterio, and then Dominic. It's an old ass episode, and then what's his name, Vasquez, that's like this giant elephant that looks like Jerry.
That's funny.
You guys would have to be there.
Yeah. I'm glad you described it very vaguely.
I like how you said, didn't this come out probably in like the 40s?
Oh, that's an old one. It's an old one.
Stackhouse says he doesn't see Kofi chasing at all, and I really don't either. It felt like of all the things that happened this week, that was the only thing that felt like a finale to me.
The end of Kofi's reign.
Yeah, they really wanted to make that the end. All right, which brings us to pay-per-view city, Hell in a Cell. Everyone's excited for this every year. It's really big. Remember last year how great it was when Brock Lesnar came out and F5'd Roman and Braun Strowman, and then they just went off the air and didn't explain why the match was over?
Yep.
We know they can do it right. We've seen it 1,000 times.
Hell in a Cell, the pay-per-view of continuity.
So
Didn't last year they also have one end a match end in a way that a Hell in a Cell match shouldn't end too?
well, that was Braun and Roman was for the title, and then Brock comes out, rips the door off the hinge, F5s both of them like once, walks out, and then it just goes off the air.
Wait, which one? What fight was it where the cage came undone, and they like broke? They fell through the cage.
Oh, that was not the Crown Jewel, but it was Crown Jewel. What were the ones they have out there? Crown Jewel and It was a Saudi Arabian one.
Oh, I thought you meant like Hell in Saudi, like the
No, there was a
Foley
cage
Undertaker.
match in Saudi.
Oh yeah, that stupid fucking one.
And then they both fell out, and then
Yeah.
Roman's feet hit the ground,
Yeah.
and then the ref looks at him and goes, "Brock wins."
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, let's get into this pay-per-view.
So the
I was
kickoff.
like this the entire time.
During the kickoff, I noticed that the set was different than Raw. It's similar to SmackDown, but not the same. I really like, again, going back to it, we have 3 distinct looks now. This is a pay-per-view, this is SmackDown, this is Raw. I was happy to see that in the start.
You can make pay-per-view like everyone doesn't have to be like absolutely different. But little things make them different.
Yeah.
They're kind of cool.
It doesn't
They
have
have
to be
to-
like the 90s where it's a completely different set every
Oh, yeah.
time.
With
They have-
tanks and shit.
They have cars, they have tanks there.
They
Yeah, you haven't
repeated some weird ones like the Doors style with like where they had like Romans opening
I
for.
hated that.
I actually really like having the entrance tunnel or something like that where they had the lights or the doors with the smoke. Like
I did like
it's old
when,
now, but I dig it.
That's true, where you'd see them coming down the ramp and
Yeah.
it's all lit up all crazy. I did like when they had the Austin pane of glass that said 316.
Shattered.
But it was like, just an inch off the ground, so they just drop it and
Yeah.
it just breaks.
I liked
Sick.
I liked when they do MSG like Royal Rumbles and you could see people walking behind the fucking curtains because it's so tight. Fuck. But
So going into this match, we didn't do any kind of prediction thing, even a tweet, because we only knew about 3 matches.
Yeah.
4. So at the end of SmackDown, we knew we were going to get Becky Sasha for the title, Fiend and Seth for the title, and we knew we were going to get Roman and Daniel Bryan against the Bludgeon Brothers for no title with no stipulation. Then after SmackDown went off the air, about an hour later, they announced that Charlotte and Bayley were going to have a title match with no stipulation as well. So going into the show, we only had 4 matches we even knew about. All the way into kickoff, we still only knew about 4. During kickoff, suddenly Lacey Evans' music hits, and Natalya comes out, and they said, "Yes, as was announced internally." Let's see. Lawler does say when Lacey was deployed to Afghanistan, she was shot at by both sides.
She was what?
Shot at by both sides. That was pretty good. I'm a big fan of Lawler.
Yeah.
Lawler is pretty good.
So subtle. It's just.
Yeah.
hey, it's tongue in cheek versus dick in hand.
Yeah. That's Lawler
Yeah.
for you.
Let's see. Natty got the win with the sharpshooter.
I didn't mind the match. I didn't mind the match.
It was fine, yeah. I didn't have a problem with it. I did think that what was it? Lacey was a lot more sure-footed. She had a couple weird little spots at the end, but it was really it was fine. It
I
was
think
a fine match.
I think she's looked a lot better in recent events.
She tapped really weird, where she tapped all slow a couple times and then reached back and squeezed Natty's leg.
I saw that.
And I was all like, "Is something wrong?"
Yeah, did she really, was that a shoot? Did she
Yeah.
really hurt her? Just wait till Monday.
Damn faster, motherfucker.
But yeah, I thought the match was fine.
Yep.
I just didn't know the match was happening. Luckily, after that, they announced that we're going to see the match again on Raw, so that's nice.
Right afterwards, yeah.
Immediately in a last woman standing match.
Because a lot of people didn't know there was a fucking kickoff show to this fucking pay-per-view. Didn't see it anyway.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
that's true. And then after that, they announced they had the Randy Orton interview, right? And that's when they announced
Well, they had the Ali interview,
Ali interview. Yeah, that's right. And Orton came out.
and then Orton
announced
comes
that
out and
match.
talks some mad shit. Orton's like, "You's a little bitch," and Ali's like, "Kinda."
Kinda. Want to wrestle?
More?
Progressively.
More ice, yeah.
Progressively, I'll need more.
The anxiety's building up as we're getting closer to the.
Producer, can I have a drink?
Are you done? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he drank that. Which brings us
Drinking like
to
alcohol.
the first match of the night. Did anyone else find that this was reverse booked? That every match was worse than the last?
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. No, it started out on a high for me. This was definitely
Yeah.
match of the night, 100%.
So I wouldn't say that Lacey Evans and Natalya was the best match tonight by any means, but it was a good match. Then you get into Becky versus Sasha.
That was the best match of the night.
And that was easily the best match.
That was the best match of the night. Yeah.
That was incredible. Becky got the win with the disarmer. Sasha was fighting till the end, which I loved.
And-
She had the disarmer on. She's pulling her hair, grabbing at chairs, pulling her hair again, trying to get the chair into an angle, realizes she can't, and then taps out. And I was like, that is how you do it.
I thought she was gonna grab the chair and hit her. Like I thought she was gonna do something. So
Yeah.
yeah, it really sold me on that. The most innovative use of Hell in a Cell stipulation I have seen in such a long time. The makeshift chair, thing that they built on the corner with the kendo sticks. That was really dope.
So cool. And then, so Becky throws Sasha up there, and producer's like, is that going to hold? And I was like, please. We saw Sasha the other day walk by us.
Sasha's
She's
like
85.
Yeah, I was gonna say 90 pounds. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, it's going to hold her.
Yeah.
I think it made me think of the Usos
Yes.
New Day match.
Oh,
yeah, I was like, and just the way they used it, I was like, this is, when I was watching, this is a really great way to show a Hell in a Cell match where you don't have to do dangerous as fuck high spots.
yes.
You don't,
Yeah.
but it looks fucking crazy.
Yeah, it looks
violent.
so brutal, yeah.
It's like innovating violence is what it is, where it's all like, I'm going to build this thing so I can put you up higher on a shitty chair, so when I fucking drop kick you in the mouth, you fall farther to the ground.
Yeah.
And you're all like, fuck, that's cool. Because I can't drop kick you high enough.
Or just Sasha Banks putting up the chair up against the fence, like having the fence hold it
Yeah.
for future purpose, where she
Yeah.
just throws Becky into it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it was so good.
Just the level of violence. Like they didn't do like super high spots, but just the violence, man.
Yeah.
So good.
The violence.
And
So
it
good.
did it in a DQ because the Hell in a Cell match doesn't have DQs.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
No
right.
matter how violent they got, the match continued, I noticed.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, it was interesting to think on. I felt the dirt sheets are just garbage all the time, and I read them, and I will read them after the pay-per-views to see what the pay-per-view dirt sheets were saying going into it, like all the spoilers they had. And one of the ones they had was legit. Sasha Banks may or may not get blood during her Hell in a Cell match. I was like, great. Thanks for publishing that, you fucks. That's you can say that about any fucking match ever.
Yeah.
I just get so mad at them when they write shit like that. Like they're with our inside information, she might get blood, but things can change and then she won't.
Yeah.
You're like, fuck off.
Psych, it's Becky.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it looks like someone else accidentally got blood.
Yeah.
There was a part where I thought they might legit blade or something, but they did not, and they didn't need to, and it still came out pretty fucking badass.
Yeah, you don't have to. It's part of me that misses some of the super stupid blade jobs because sometimes
Couple of those Meteoras, I thought was gonna bust Becky open.
Yeah.
That's what I thought was gonna happen.
that Meteora against the fucking ladder, I was like, oh fuck that.
That was
Like,
gnarly. That was gnarly for sure. That whole thing was just spot after spot a great. Yeah, it just was a violent.
It was fun to watch. I really enjoyed it.
It was really cool. I was really surprised it was on first initially, but in hindsight, I'm even more surprised it was on first. Which was followed up by Roman and Daniel Bryan against the Bludgeon Brothers in Tornado Tag Rules all of a sudden.
I did not mind this match actually. I prefer the Tornado Tag Rules. I thought it was a good stipulation for this, and it allowed the non-Bludgeon Brothers to do what they do best.
I think if AEW just said that they do tornado tags, it'd be okay. Because I think one thing that we talk about that's frustrating.
Pisses me off the fucking most. As soon as it comes out with Tornado Tag Rules, I was all like, why can't AEW just be a Tornado Tag division?
Yeah.
It would make
See what I'm
sense.
saying.
It would all make sense.
I knew this was going to come up too.
I was so fucking furious.
Wait, I'm going to be yelled at for this. This is going to be yelling.
Yeah. Because Tornado Tag Rules does make sense when you're trying to let your tag teams do as much as they can together without having to follow all the rules. Well, then change the rules. Don't.
Tornado Tag matches are just so much better to watch.
Yeah.
They're much more entertaining.
They can be. I think there's both sides to that. I think you can get incredible classic style matches where the part of the innovation of being able to do big moves in short periods of time and how do you distract a referee, and there's so much storytelling that can be told within the rules that I don't think that you should be abolishing all rules, but when it comes to certain teams like the Bludgeon Brothers who don't move as fast as others, but they have a bunch of really cool shit they do. Because they even like them staring at each other and slapping each other and stuff. Like that's time on the clock, man. So if you just get rid of that, let them tell more of their story the way they like to tell, a little slower pace.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Get rid of the fucking tag rule thing, and then it all makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Now you can do that. So
I thought it was gonna be worse than it was.
I thought it was too, but it was good.
I thought I was going to... I wasn't excited about the match, but I was pleased with the outcome. I
Yeah.
was pleased.
It was good. Roman got the pin over Harper. I mean, it was a totally fine match. Not bad.
I feel like Harper could do like a Jinder Mahal transformation and still get pinned by Roman Reigns.
Yeah, Luke Harper looks smaller than he did before.
He's slimmed down. Mm-hmm.
It's not as terrifying.
Hunger
Definitely
strike.
leaned down. Yeah, it's a
Could be on a hunger strike. So I'll bring it up here because we were talking about the rules and such. So as a big fan of referees, I do follow Jimmy Carderas on his social medias and such. And he talked about him getting frustrated at the ref discretion conversations that keep happening. He's like, he thinks that it's a way for fans. He goes that, well, he's kind of burying AEW a little bit. He goes, the way that it's being presented by AEW is making fans believe they know more about the rules than they do, as opposed to just explaining rules better. And he said the ref's discretion has never been the discretion to determine if you're going to follow the rules or not. He goes, if it's a DQ, it's a DQ. The only time ref discretion's meant to ever come up is if the ref feels like someone's in legitimate danger, harm, or damage and needs to stop the match to get medical attention to someone. That there's discretion in that. Like, if you think about a TKO versus a KO, there's definitely times where refs get involved in those situations and say, this fight's over, even though that person's not knocked out because I'm protecting that person.
Yeah.
This tornado tag rules is such a great way to get rid of the idea of every tag match in AEW talking about ref discretion. He even worded it as such, saying that it's their way of excusing poor officiating and poor storytelling within the rules, as opposed to just explaining the rules. Or in this case, just change them up.
Yeah.
Just change them. I've had no problem with the idea of, like, so Evolution has a rule in their division, no countouts. There is just no countout victories in Evolution. So during that Evolution special, they talked about it straight up front. They talked about it here at Evolution. We don't have 10 count.
Oh, you mean Evolve?
Evolve.
Yeah. I'm getting real sad over here.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, man, this is about the time last year when we were talking about Evolution.
It was, yeah.
How amazing it was going to be.
But Evolve had that rule.
Or
We
you
do
talk
not
about
have
Batista.
countouts. Oh, yeah.
Or-
So then it made sense. Every time people would go outside of the ring and the ref would go out there and be like, guys, you got to get in the ring. The match isn't going to end out here. And they'd be doing that whole thing. The ref's still involved, doesn't look like an idiot. And you understand why people are outside fighting for so long. And I was like, if AEW just goes ahead and says that, we don't do countouts and we only have tornado tag rules. Now everything makes sense to me and the stories can be told in a way that doesn't make me question everything that's happening. And we'll get to ref discretion later, I guess.
I feel like AEW eventually will... I think they're going to introduce like the six-man tag.
That'd be cool.
And I think they're going to have belts for that. That's somewhere down the line. That's kind of my prediction.
I think that'd be cool. I think it would take so little to make everything they do make sense. I think that's what makes me upset. I'm like, this would have made sense if you just said no DQ. Was it like every Jericho match? Just say no DQ.
Yeah.
He's going to do whatever the fuck he wants. Just stop.
He thinks he's telling a better story. Just get rid of Jericho. That makes me happy.
Yeah, that's true. You chuck Jericho or just say there's no rules in this match and now everything makes sense. So I'm not confused this whole time. Like, what the fuck happened? Why is there not a disqualification? I don't like when I'm watching wrestling to not understand why someone is disqualified or not understand why someone wasn't disqualified. And I don't like ever when the answer's like, the ref didn't feel like it.
Yeah.
Well, what the fuck is that? I've gone to my job a lot and
The
just
ref
be like, well, I
kinda
don't
checked
fucking
out for
feel
this
like
match,
it.
so he just decided to end it.
Yeah. The
The
ref
rest
had a
has
place
more
to be.
autonomy than a manager at a fucking Subway.
Yeah.
I can't remake that sandwich.
Yeah, the ref just runs over there. Ring the bell, ring the bell. I've got dinner plans. I'm out. What? Ref discretion. I'm ending it. I got dinner plans.
I gotta go to Longhorn Steakhouse. I gotta.
Yeah. That's what it felt like.
Happy hour ends at 8.
So that match wasn't bad. Then we get Randy Orton versus Ali. The crowd was very much not behind Ali at all. and they seemed really uninterested in the match.
Yeah,
and then
it would-
RKO got the win.
It went from being, I felt like, super hyped to dead rapidly.
Yeah.
And there was a few times during this paper, he's like, "Oh, they're enjoying this too." Okay.
I think that's the Randy Orton aura. I think he really sucks the energy out of people with his slow, methodical matches. And there was no build to this. There was no excitement to it. It was kind of just thrown at the audience, an hour before?
Yeah.
It's
So-
probably they only came up with it half hour before.
Exactly. So
We got 3 hours.
again,
to
it doesn't help that it's Randy Orton in the match because he doesn't wrestle those kinds of matches to get the audience into it. There were some cool spots though.
There was it Ali avoiding the RKO with the handstand? Was
Yes,
cool.
that was one of them. Yes,
Yeah.
that was probably actually.
I think it would be cool if he won off of that rather than have Randy still win. I think it would have been made more sense if there could be a feud between them if you create a little chink in the armor there. Like, oh, I beat you. And then Ali's put on Team Hogan for some goddamn reason, and then it works
Yeah, but
out.
no one cared. And we didn't. Did you guys care at home? Where you're like, oh, great, Ali versus RKO. I've been wanting this to happen.
No, I know, but I mean, try to think of a positive to this fucking thing.
They could have spun it into something, into a better storyline. They had the groundwork for it.
Yeah.
They had it all there, and the thing is the problem is that Randy Orton's more beloved than Ali is remembered. People keep forgetting about Ali because they don't do a good job of promoting him at all and putting him in matches where he can grab people. And so when Orton's out there and he's starting to win, people cheer. When he does the classic Orton stuff, it's great. We're seeing classic Orton stuff. And when Ali's out there, like, why is this guy still here? Like they just
Why does he
don't
have
get it.
lights? What's with the fucking mask? What happened to Mustafa? He looks a lot like Mustafa.
Yeah. But then it was reminding me of Cedric Alexander because
Yeah.
producers always saying that she doesn't give a shit about Cedric Alexander. But at the end of the day, the last 2 Cedric Alexander matches we watched was him versus AJ. And when I say we, I mean specifically us in this room, because the other one we saw right before that was Cedric versus Baron Corbin at the live event here in town. Both matches had chance of this is awesome. Both had huge pops every time he was about to get a win. Both had huge boos during the thing. Like the crowd was into both of these matches intensely because Cedric's got a way of communicating with the audience in a way that Ali just doesn't seem to have. He's not connecting with people at all. And I think it just really came out here where the audience didn't seem to give a shit and they just kept cheering for Randy.
Kind of wish Cedric was on the NXT brand.
Yeah.
You wish Ali was on
No,
NXT?
Cedric.
Cedric? Oh, yeah, he'd be cool over there. He'd be really cool over there. So the match was okay. The crowd popped when Randy won, and they didn't really pop that much else.
Yep.
After that, we got the women's tag title match. It was Chaotic Bliss versus Kabuki Warriors.
What's their name?
I call them Chaotic Bliss.
Chaotic Bliss. Okay.
Yeah, it's just what I personally call them.
No,
and until they come up with something better, I'm not going to change it.
They're not, by the way. They're not.
They're not coming up with something better.
No.
Versus Kabuki Warriors. And then Kabuki Warriors got the win with Asuka spitting green mist in Nikki's face. That to me was kind of the one single spot of the night that was a huge highlight.
Yeah.
To see them bring that back.
The Miz came back. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
I really didn't expect Kabuki Warriors to win, to be honest. I thought it was going to be a retain for them. So when the green mist happened, I was very happy.
Yeah.
I really felt like it could go either way because of how well they've pushed Kabuki Warriors. But again, I felt like
Kabuki Warriors are like the only, aside from Iconics, legit women's tag team.
don't talk about
I'm sorry, but it's just
they're not legit anything.
they're not two current single stars, pinned together to form a makeshift tag team.
That's what these two are. Kabuki Warriors are that.
Yep.
Just watch their entrance, man.
Their entrance is that.
And check out their ring gear.
But they have a name.
So
That's true. Alexa,
Fire
you
and
do not-
Yeah, they do not have a name.
Fire
every
and Buck-
time they come on,
Fire and
Marsh
Desire.
is-
Okay. Yes.
Yeah. Marsh is always very frustrated at their music.
The music is so shit. It doesn't flow at all. It just suddenly comes to a screeching halt to restart the last person's music. It's fucking
It's like a
horrible.
DJ without a fader who just can switch tracks.
Yeah. Yeah. A, B, A, B, B, A, A, B. I think it would have been fine also if they just leave it where it starts off with the Kari Sane little harpy sound and then it goes into the Asuka, and then just leave it on Asuka's music.
Asuka's music is just better. Just
It's
every
just
fucking
bad.
else. Yeah.
Yeah, but you can have the Kairi Sane intro, and then that's fine.
Yeah.
But I don't like that they have no coordination whatsoever at all.
Sane is not great.
She's awful. Goddamn, she's
I like saying.
Do you?
I know you do.
Yeah.
I like Sane too.
Yeah.
That's why I'm keeping my mouth shut.
What is she
You're
good
not
at?
gonna win. You're gonna say something y'all know.
Now,
Explain it.
what is she good
Explain
at?
it.
She's got a decent fucking.
She's so kawaii.
Yeah.
That's the
That is
problem.
the big. That is the fucking problem. She's super fucking cute. Okay.
She's too fucking precious for this shit, and she doesn't.
She's too precious.
Yeah, and she
You're too
doesn't
sweet
fucking
for-
stick it. You know what I
too
mean?
sweet
She,
for this
her
world.
strikes are super fucking weak, although they're not as weak as Rio's.
Oh, yeah.
But her strikes are really weak, and they put her as like a striking person. They don't have her with a ton of submissions like they do with Asuka. Asuka's is a more believable striker, but Rio's the one doing all the punches and kicks, and then she does these fucking walk the planes, goofy fucking play wrestle shit.
Also,
I'm not a fan
you
of.
call
it.
her Rio.
Yeah. That's what
They're
we
the
called it.
same.
No, they're not.
Um,
No.
I think Kari's saying better.
Kyrie's got the insane elbow drop though.
Yeah.
That's a
Nice.
thing of beauty for me.
It's nice. It's a good elbow drop.
Okay, well that's
But it's all the stuff she does before that elbow drop that just brings me away from it. So when you do the one fucking good move, I don't give a shit anymore.
Yeah, no
No.
selling other people's moves.
She was
Just
no
quiet
selling
shit.
every
I'm sold.
fucking It's like, but she's so cute. She no sold every one of Becky's punches on Raw, and I was starting to get really fucking pissed because Becky's got her down like punching her, and
Yeah.
Kairi Sane's just like, and you're like,
That's that strong style, dude.
I was fucking strong. I was like, I wish Becky would just fucking lay in and punch her right in the stomach as hard as she could. Get there.
Same.
But-
Same with Marie Canales.
Oh, she needs a good drop kick to the stomach
Oh.
sooner than later.
Needs to just disappear.
Although Kabuki Warriors getting the win, I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I was excited about that. I do think them as a tag team could be something interesting to watch. I do think Asuka using the green mist, I think, is better for Asuka even as a single star than anything else. So I was really excited by all that. But apart from that, the match was just a good match.
Just make them more interesting. Like they have so much potential between the two of them that they could be better than what they are.
I think that they're very one-dimensional. That's the one thing I find very weak is they're highlighting a lot of when they were both separate and individuals in NXT, they really spoke and told better stories. Together, even with Paige, because Paige really didn't bring any benefit to them, they made them so one-dimensional. Asuka can speak English, so can Kairi Sane. You can bring out someone to translate for him or as an interpreter, and that's fine if you're going to have him speaking Japanese. What they're doing is making it they're the Japanese characters.
Yeah.
And it's kind of fucked.
They're the Lucha House Party, the women's division.
That was the only thing I didn't like about the Green Mist. I love the Green Mist, but the Green Mist makes me think of Tajiri and Great Muta. And
It's traditional Japanese stuff. Hell yeah.
yeah, but
That means Kairi Sane should start throwing like white powder in people's face. They
Yeah.
both have something.
Yeah. No, I
And like
agree.
a little booty pack. You know what I mean? Like a little pack.
It would actually fit. Other than her being a face, that would like totally fit her character as well as like a pirate.
If she's a face, I hate her so bad she should turn heel. Because I would understand that. I'd be like, I get it.
Pretty sure she's face.
Pretty sure I'd hate the shit out of her.
But I see where you're coming from of disliking them. WWE certainly hasn't.
they're not great at cultures.
They're not great with cultures
Yeah,
yet.
we got the AOP, so.
And we can talk about that. I do actually like how they're pushing AOP right now.
Yeah, because it actually does go into their background
Yeah.
really well.
I like it. I'm starting to get bored. Like, we need to see something change now.
We'll get
Something's
there.
gotta happen.
We'll get there.
But,
We'll get back to that.
Let's get through this piece of shit and get into that.
Let's see. After that, they had another match they threw together last second of the
Motherfucker.
OC versus Viking Raiders and Braun. Completely not explained. OC jumps Braun and get DQ'd because they probably were in the ring too long. And those are the fucking rules, man. You follow rules around here.
And that was the first, and I kind of knew, I heard what was the end of this pay-per-view when I saw this happen, and the crowd goes, "Oh shit, you shouldn't have done that. You're turning them now. Don't have this be a false finish."
You can't do a lot of DQs in one night.
Especially when you have the big one, motherfucker.
I did get a real kick out of Braun punching AJ out of the sky, and then AJ super
Sold the
selling that.
shit out of
I
that.
was so drunk.
Oh my
Yeah,
god, that
I'm
was
good.
awesome.
I'm good, and then tries to get out of the ring and fucking bounces on the rope a little bit.
It was funny as hell, but it made me think, oh, they're not doing good with him. Because when you get to that point of comedy, like, oh, they're not being taken seriously.
Oh, AJ's so good. He's
Oh,
doing whatever he wants.
AJ will come back and beat the shit out of somebody and look like $1 million.
AJ's got like a new 5-year contract or some shit. He's doing this because he fucking loves it. He's just playing with his buddies.
That was the last contract, by the way. He said,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
this next contract, that was it. He's done after this.
Yeah. So then like he's like super stumbling, carrying him out, gets to the top. Like go, I'm fine. Holds up the and falls back. I like how Luke Gallows was standing right behind him because he knew what was coming. Stands right behind him and catches him. And he's like, oh fuck! Like it was so good. Which I thought also led into the nice kind of Tyson Fury thing of like Braun can punch someone so hard. So maybe they could have an interesting brawl for all or some shit. I don't know.
I really want the balls and blood pack things so much. Please,
Yes.
WWE.
Somewhere Big Show is like just standing like
Yeah. Just, fuck. Yeah.
I'm
Don't do
happy to
it.
be doing my 3-camera sitcom for Netflix.
Yeah.
That's my thing now.
Can you ice me, please?
Yeah, picture like, don't do it, kid. Don't fucking do it. He's all looking at it, he's all like, why did I get the fucking 5'1" one? Why couldn't I got the 6'9" one?
Because
Let's see. After that, we get some Street Profits horse shit, and I guess Tamina becomes champ of 24/7, and Tyler Breeze got punched or something.
Yeah.
Um,
She like knocks Tyler Breeze out. She comes back after 4 months, 5 months of inactivity to win.
she was in that weird party segment
oh
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
where she's
For the Raw.
cool with the Usos because she's
It was the
her family's
revival.
from Fiji.
Yeah, there was the
And-
revival
Yeah.
party in the back.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, I don't understand why any of that shit happened. I don't understand how Street Profits are still on TV.
This is when Alexa's watching because she doesn't watch it a lot. Well, my wife will jump in. She said, "Why are these just like Bruce? Why are these people fucking yelling? Why are you yelling?"
Why so much fucking yelling?
Yeah. I don't know what they're doing with Street Profits. I don't know.
Watching them on NXT last week, I loved their match.
I like their matches. I think they're entertaining as hell.
Yeah.
Every time I start to get into them, they come back on Raw. And I go, fuck, stop!
Kill the character.
Yeah.
Producer cannot stand them.
But
Off NXT. I mean,
at least she didn't say those people this time. She said that one time.
my
She goes, I
God.
can't stand those people. She said.
those idiots.
What do you mean those people?
That's what she said. It's crazy.
Oh my god.
Our producer's off the chain, man.
There's a very similar thing Alexa said.
Yeah. Was she asking why they're being so stereotypical? 'Cause that's what
No.
bothers me.
Why?
I was saying those idiots.
Who are?
Yeah.
Who, she said like so, I was like something like, who are they? And I just responded in a way that made her feel like. Yeah.
Let's see. In another match that was thrown together last second, Baron Corbin versus Chad Gable.
Oh my God.
Baron cut a promo and dubs Chad Shorty Gable.
And this is when I stopped giving a fuck about this pay-per-view.
It was
Truly.
not a bad match, really, but let's see.
I actually love Chad Gable as a wrestler.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
Yeah. I'm so tired of the short jokes.
The
'cause
Shorty G and the Shorty gimmick, he's going to be embraced in the Shorty gimmick as his
Oh,
name.
he is.
I-
I don't know where you go with it. That's good, but
when the ending of the match is I'm saying Shorty Gable, I was like, are you? I was
Oh my
taking a
God.
shit.
they're trying to get it over. Like they are trying to work it right now.
it was so fuck. I died laughing.
I power pushed out the shit I was taking.
Baron goes for his saber, or his scepter. The ref pulls it away. Chad gets a roll up in the win, and then Greg Hamilton announces Shorty Gable as your winner. And I just could not stop laughing because it was just like so stupid. He's like, your winner, Shorty Gable.
And I power
So
shit.
fucking funny.
You know, Vince is just like, that's good shit, yeah. He called him Shorty.
Now he's just gonna work in some
Because
shit.
you're short, pal. It's because you're short.
People love it.
Let's see. After that, we get 24/7 spot with Funaki. Our
I
Truth
thought-
gets the title.
I thought Funaki was going to throw down
I think he's gonna do something cool.
and get part of that, get some of that 24/7.
Like do a
title.
Hurricane Rana on
Yeah.
Our Truth or some shit. I was like, that'd be cool.
I know. We're like,
And then Our Truth has the title again, which, what the fuck, man? Like, I'm so tired of him with the title just because it's the same.
because
it's
okay,
drawn out.
You know why? Because nobody can do it better than him.
No, I was really interested to see how Carmella would do it. But the whole storyline has become R-Truth and Drake Maverick, to where I don't give a shit about Drake Maverick and his marriage or whatever, or if he fucks or not concerned. And then R-Truth is just on this fucking loop of doing the same thing. And I think what it really does is it prevents us from getting R-Truth matches, which is really where we like him. He's an amazing wrestler, and all we're getting is R-Truth one-liners and roll-ups, which is funny for a while, but I'm tired of it. And I was really excited that we would get Carmella with the title, with R-Truth in the back, to be able to continue with the one-liner stuff, but now highlight at least someone in the women's division. And then we waited 2 weeks to get Tamina for a half hour, and then that's it. We're back to where we started. I don't see a way out that I give a shit about.
Okay, so given that, who would you like to see with the 24/7 title?
I'd like to see someone legitimize it like an Aleister Black. I'd like him to say everyone's trying to pick a fight with the 24/7 champion and no one's trying to pick a fight with me. He goes over there, fucking roundhouse kicks Tamina in the jaw, even though she's not the champion. Then roundhouse kicks the
Nia
champion.
Jax in the jaw, even though she's not even on TV right now.
Takes the 24/7 title and then stand there and screams, "Who wants to pick a fight with me?" and have people actually fucking challenge him.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant. No, I wanted the name because I couldn't think of like who else would I want with the 24/7 title, because it's been associated as a gimmick, as like a joke belt right now. To legitimize it with somebody like Aleister Black,
Yep, they should hire
it'd
him.
be awesome.
That's what I want.
Yeah, it'd be awesome.
Vince.
It's the best use of his gimmick right now. He wants to pick a fight.
Exactly.
I got this belt.
And it makes no fucking sense. Like, he's just sitting there in a world where competition is key and everyone's in your way of getting the championship. He's a dude who's locked himself in a closet and saying, "Why am I not in a match?" Maybe because you're the only motherfucker not asking for one.
Yeah, why don't you go out there and get it?
Go get a match.
Yeah.
And then when he comes out and does something, he's like, "Shit, you are good at this. I miss you doing work."
Yeah, why don't you just go do this
His
shit?
ring presence is like when he does things, he just looks like, "Fuck, you're good at being evil. Do things."
Yeah, but if I'm a wrestler in kayfabe land here and I'm backstage and there's a dude who I know can legit kick the head off of most people and he's locked himself in a closet screaming to himself, sweet, I'm gonna leave him there. I'm gonna leave him there and climb right over him on my way up to the title.
Hey, quick question. Who's the IC champion right now?
Shinsuke.
See? Can you remember who the Intercontinental champion was?
Come on, Shinsuke Nakamura. That's why, right here. I keep it so I can remember. Put the OIC title on him.
Okay, cool. I'm glad you did that.
Just have like all your wrestler title on this
Actually, I gotta
person.
switch over because right now the world title's on, I think AJ. No, AJ's got the US. But my Brock Lesnar has the Universal.
But yeah,
Do you
put
have
the world
figures
on.
of everyone on the roster to do this?
Just the ones that they'll make. They don't make any of like certain people.
Can make you.
yeah, Black with the 24/7 title or any kind of mid-card title, I think is
I think it'd be
what
good.
what he deserves.
But I think that him going, with him going through the pick a fight thing, which they will not lay off of, I think that's a way you can get the 24/7 title in an interesting storyline and start getting some really good matches. I want to see Aleister Black versus Mojo and Aleister Black versus EC3. I want to see these matches that I think would be amazing. Aleister Black and Eric Young. These could all be amazing matches, but a huge chunk of this group is tied up on this one belt that's built around R-Truth making jokes every week, when you could just throw one person in there and now get incredible matches out of everybody and a little bit of TV time.
I thought like initially it was either going to be like the NJPW Open Neverweight title or the DDT title. And it's like this weird mix of both.
Where a fucking ladder becomes champion.
That was so good. A ladder was a
They had like a cat or a dog win it too.
Shiba Inu.
Yeah,
It was the Shiba Inu from the SoftBank commercials.
it's amazing.
That's great.
That's how you do a title.
I think
It would be cool if they did a 24/7 tag title. If they went for it being legitimized, then Akam and Rizar could do something.
That's what the Iconics did to the women's tag
There's
title.
too many tag titles, in my opinion, already.
That is also true.
The Iconics already turned the women's tag titles into a joke. We don't need another tag title out there as another joke. Let's see, after that we get Charlotte versus Bayley for the SmackDown title. Not a bad match, necessarily. Charlotte gets the win. The crowd boos, which was kind of crazy. The crowd was super behind Bayley, which I was kind of surprised at, even though she's from California. I was surprised at how much the crowd was still behind Bayley and how much they really were booing on Charlotte. And then Bayley gets a spot afterwards where she's like, after the match, screaming at the ref and screaming, "Why does this happen to me?" and restart the match and stuff, and kind of crying.
Which is really weird.
Yeah.
It's weird, but I feel like you could go somewhere with it, but I don't know if they will.
Yeah, the same with the Sasha Banks match. It made more sense for her to be butthurt at the end of it and to cry. But for them to do it for both matches,
I thought it was weird it was both.
I did not like that.
I do think that with Bayley, because people keep calling her heel turn kind of half-assed, but I do think that it's just a Lex Luthor heel turn, where they truly believe they are the role model and the good person, but they're doing wicked shit to get the job done, which I think is an interesting dynamic for a wrestling heel that we don't always have. Someone who really believes they're doing the right thing and you're cheating all the time, but it's okay that I'm doing it because I need to be the champion to be the role model. Here's something that could push her over the edge where, she lost the match because she put her legs on the ropes. But if she were to come back with like a video package of all the times people had cheated in matches against her and being like, why is it okay when they do it and they can take the title from me and they can keep me down, but the one time I do it, then that's it and I get no more shots. Like, she could really lean into the heel thing, some sort of story like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know if they'll go that way or not.
No.
But I thought you could do that to make it interesting.
No, this was solely to move the belt to the bigger name, the better face for the audience.
But she still doesn't have like a face.
Yeah.
She's not a face. I'm not saying like heel face. I'm talking just like notoriety wise.
Right.
More people know Charlotte Flair than they know Bayley. Plus, people who don't know Charlotte Flair go, "Oh, Ric Flair's daughter?"
Yes, exactly.
I feel like a lot of what has been happening has been like, we have a new
network, a new audience. We have to, like, Vince in his head has these 4 people that he wants to like lead his army into the new era. And he's got these 4 names, and that's what he wants to stick with right now.
Yeah.
Yo, Keith made it back. What's up, Keith? Cheers for coming in. We're on Tuesdays now moving forward. Always Tuesdays now. We're not doing a bunch of other stuff, but we will still do watch-alongs some of the time. Drink-alongs, we call them.
But yeah, the way that they finished both those matches with the 2 of them crying made me feel like it was a direct response of when they lost their tag titles.
Yeah.
Because the report was that both of them were sitting in the back crying.
Which I also like when Sasha came back and she leaned into all that stuff too. And she goes, yeah, I was doing all that stuff, which I still to this day don't buy into so much of that shit. But yeah, let someone else write the story for you.
Yeah.
If that's the narrative that's out there and it gets you some heat, fucking use it. And so I think it's that too. I think it's them crying because they're not getting their way to get a little bit further down that heel path. But they could also fuck it up.
Yeah.
I think it could be interesting, but it doesn't have to be. And like you said, I think they have who they think to be their biggest stars and want to go a certain way with it. When I think that the wrestling atmosphere could use other people.
Absolutely. Which we'll get into.
We get Gable doing an interview where he talks about how he's Shorty G. Then he talks shit. Oh yeah, he loves it. And then we get him talking shit about Baron, who then jumps him, and that was that.
Kayla Braxton's like the only person that he's looking down on ever.
That's funny. Let's see. Then we get Seth versus Fiend for the Universal title.
All right.
Let's be angry.
All right.
Just grab.
I only wrote one
drink this
note.
one.
All right.
Cool.
Okay.
All I wrote was, "You've got to be fucking kidding me."
All right.
That is very accurate.
Okay. So.
All right, that's it, guys. We'll see you next week. Last call.
I would not be upset with that.
All right.
How about we each go around and like maybe we'll break this down part by part because I think we're all gonna be going on and on and on and on, justifiably.
I think that. So when you have all this build-up about how violent the Fiend is and such, and he ultimately does very little in the ring before Seth starts just kicking the shit out of him as much as he can, and then somehow in this, the Fiend just lays down, and then that's it. For like the next 10 minutes, he's just cool with laying down and being there for a while. I was already like over the Bray character by that point. And you could hear the crowd. They booed every time Seth hit him. They booed every one of them. They cheered everything the Fiend did. And I was saying going into this, the biggest face they have is the Fiend.
Yeah.
Apart from Becky. That's
And
the biggest face, and they don't realize it.
And when he got up so rapidly, just get up before it. It would have been fine at any point in the match. Honestly, it could have turned back. Also, first and foremost, it literally hurt to watch it because of the lighting.
Was so
I get migraines from lighting, and I was watching this, and I fucking want to watch this. Then I really didn't want to watch it, but it hurt to watch, and that's so fucking dumb. Literally, you're alienating portions of your audience who can do this. It's hard to watch. It's like watching a Virtual Boy version of the goddamn match.
I wonder what Carpenter would have said.
yeah, that's legit.
Pissed?
That's
No wonder.
a legit comparison. Virtual.
Yeah, it was like it's like you know what Virtual Boy is, right?
Yeah,
it's
100%.
fucking yeah.
But here's the deal. I thought at first, well, that's interesting. I thought they were going to do something with that. So Fiend has always been kind of playing with the edge of having control over production. He's turning off the lights. He's making the LEDs flicker. He's interrupting the intro. He's changing it around. I thought the lights were going to become part of a story where he was going to start doing more of those types of things. Have the lights go out. Now he's over here. Have the lights come back on a different color or something. But they didn't. They were just solid red the whole time, and that didn't make a lot of sense after a few minutes.
It got harder and harder to watch too because
Yeah.
the way the lights were on it, it just looked so shitty. It just looked like you have a 4K TV and you can watch this, and now you're watching it, and it's just.
I mean, I feel bad for the audience members
Yeah.
because I saw posts on Twitter from some of their point of views, and it's almost impossible to see.
Yeah.
Like it was it was bad.
Yeah,
Right
I
off
heard
a
that they were
ribcage.
yelling refund at the end.
Oh, I'm sure.
Which when you watch the event after, they dubbed the audience down.
Yep.
Yeah.
You could.
Yep.
That was the one. It was funny. I could hear the AE dub chants. You couldn't hear the refund chants, which they cut those down a lot. Which
I have not seen the audience so angry at a match in I don't know. I can't even remember the last time I've seen them that mad.
Yeah, that wasn't even like mad with this person won or this person lost. It was mad that this.
Shit was going down.
It was
like this.
horrible booking.
How?
after the other false finish you had earlier in the night, people were probably going into this like, well, I'm going to see this and I'm excited. Because Fiend's awesome. This is going to be the thing. I'm excited. That club match sucked ass. This will be cool. And then, motherfucker.
It should have been a 7-minute squash.
I'll say this. If you had to... So no one made this match happen. This didn't have to happen. But you guys made it happen. Neither character needed this match at all. And who did it help at the end of it? Who's helped? Who's moved forward? They kept Seth off TV all day and rearranged their dark match because they knew the second he shows up, he's getting Roman boos. He's going to get booed for 8 minutes. They don't want that for their top dude. They don't know how to do anything else to protect him, so they just keep him away. Who's helped? Is The Fiend a better character now? Not really. Is Seth a better character now? People hate him more than ever. I think that all you had to do to have your non-finish that people still would have given a shit about is have something like the lights go out, they come back on, Undertaker's in the ring, he picks up The Fiend for a chokeslam, lights go out, comes back on, and they're both gone. Seth looks all fucking scared and hugs his fucking title, you go off the air, now you got Fiend versus Undertaker for Survivor Series, and a fucking Undertaker trying to avenge Kane. Now you have Fiend away from the Universal title because he doesn't need that title or that storyline, and at least you have a match moving forward that someone can give a shit about.
I think that a slower build into this would have been better. Have him when he attacked Braun in the ring. Have him appear, attack Seth after the match, and then have him not go for Seth. Have it be in your mind, I can attack you at any point and go after Braun. Go around him, build this up. Have Seth go through matches, but in his mind, know The Fiend can be there. Whenever Seth wins something, The Fiend is there at the top of the ramp, but he's not going for him. It would have been better. You could have built Seth up more and fucking tried to fix his shitty, valiant, whatever he is, I'm the best face ever, and shit canned promos thing. But no, there's no reason for this match to have occurred.
It didn't have to happen, and if it's going to have to end, you're going to need like a supernatural ending because you've made a supernatural being. I didn't see a way out of it other than like an Undertaker thing. But what they end up doing is Seth hits him with a hammer, and the ref immediately calls the match because of ref discretion and says match is over. Then The Fiend immediately jumps up after this and then attacks Seth. So, oh, never mind. Restart the match. You can restart the match whenever you want. It's happened 100 times.
Also, chair shot to the head, which really bugged me. Yes, it was a chair shot to the ring and probably hit the ring, and it doesn't hit his head. But seeing the level of things where it's like this is looking really brutal, which to the point of it went that one I was like, fuck, I don't like that because it made no sense to me. Then after that, when they're then using the ladder and shit to hit him, then it goes to that level of using weapons, which is stupid. When you start stacking weapons on weapons to hit someone rather than hitting them in other parts of the body with one weapon, you're like, why? I'm hitting a ladder and a chair atop you with a tool chest. I'm hitting metal shit. I'm not hitting you. I'm not doing anything to you. I'm hitting shit near you. That's all I'm doing.
Just the appearance of violence.
It's
But it-
almost, yeah.
Yeah.
But it and the level of it kept going and going and going. It just, I was already out of it. I was like, this is fucking stupid. It was so dumb.
Well, when it started playing into what their dark matches were reportedly being ran as, basically they were doing the same thing where Seth was hitting the curb stomp multiple times, kick out at 1, kick out at 2, things like that. So once it started to go into that direction, I had a feeling that it was going to be a very bad ending. And sure as shit, they just kept burying themselves deeper and deeper and deeper, and the crowd just got angrier and angrier. The more offense that Seth got in, the more needless weapons that were thrown into the ring that were doing absolutely nothing. And Fiend again was just laying on his back doing absolutely nothing.
Just laying out.
The mystique of the Fiend is dead, in my opinion, right now. For me, it's just, it was bad. It was so disappointing.
I could see someone like, so Bray, everything I've ever heard about him, he's the biggest team player. He's very creative. When he gets challenged, he goes into it whole ass and it looks awesome. I could see someone like him after shit like this and it happens over and over again, going somewhere else and doing amazingly. Because it is so fucking frustrating. That's just my view of it, is like you have this type of, you build up a character, you do amazingly, you sell it so well. He's been pretty open about how a lot of this has been him creating this, and for Seth. And there's no reason for it. It doesn't benefit Seth. Fuck, Roman would have done better in this than Seth.
It's just because it ended this way because to Vince, Seth is the guy. Seth is the face moving forward, and
He's worse than Roman.
it's such a mistake.
Yeah.
It's a huge mistake, which I also think is weird. What have people been talking about in the past few days? WWE's never been above doing something shitty on purpose to get back in front of everybody's minds. Should have had the women's Hell in a Cell main event. I agree with both those. The WWE wants people talking, but I think that, I mean, I guess like no news is bad news, except I feel like that if everyone's talking about how horrible something was, I mean, that's how shit gets canceled. Like,
There is good press and there's bad press, and this is bad press right now. No one's happy with it. It's not good attention for WWE to receive.
It was funny when they went to the tit couch of people watching.
X-Pac was legit. Like,
Nobody looked, everyone was just, it didn't look like try and sell this like shock. It looked like, what the fuck was that? And then X-Pac just like, there's no DQs in a Hell in a Cell.
yeah.
I like how he prefaced that with, "I probably will not be invited to one
Yeah.
of these again."
I probably won't be invited to one of these again, but
yeah, but how the hell do you have a DQ and a Hell in a Cell match?
yeah. Oh man, he spoke truth.
Yeah.
Spoke truth.
And then I never, so when we talk about ref discretion, I never like a ref getting involved in trying to tell someone, you're better than this. And whenever that happens, it's just like, what are you doing?
Yeah, you're a face, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're the face.
And then apparently, I didn't hear it, but apparently at one point, once Seth hit him with the hammer, the ref called him by his real name. So called him like Colby or whatever. I didn't hear that, but someone said he did.
I hate that. I do
Yeah.
not like that at all.
I don't like that at all if that did happen. To have a match where you say someone went too far, but to have the same type of match where Undertaker hangs Big Boss Man to death and the match continues.
Or a match where Triple H also uses a sledgehammer and doesn't get disqualified.
Yeah, he uses Sledgehammer the same.
Somebody goes up and fucking sells twice.
Yeah.
But he didn't, and the logical, you didn't meet a 10 count thing. I mean, I could see an argument for that, but for a DQ, for something so fucking dumb, and then the fans chanting restart the match, I would have been so happy if they did.
Yeah, if they
It could
restarted
have
the
turned it
match,
around. Okay, cool.
And reports are saying that Vince just left it off, but everybody else in the back were unhappy about it, except for him. Yeah, I mean, wouldn't you, if you had the power and you saw that your audience was that unhappy, wouldn't you make the call and be like, all right, let's give them what they want?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know what his vision is. Obviously, his vision's been rerouted if they didn't even have Seth on TV this week. Let's see. A mallet 10 times the normal size is okay, but oh no, not the
Yes.
sledgehammer.
Good point.
Yeah, he hit a
His
regular
gimmick
hammer.
mallet, totally fine, but a real tool sledgehammer?
Yeah,
I had
it was
this.
bad.
I read somewhere that also Fiend might have not been clear, or Bray may not have been cleared Monday. Like he might have.
He showed up in the dark match.
Yes, he did show up in
He
a...
wasn't in the dark match, but he was a
I
part
didn't-
of the
yeah,
fall. So
I didn't.
Seth didn't show up because they're trying to protect him because they knew he'd be booed worse than he's ever been booed his whole life. Or he'd
yeah.
be sensitive or some shit.
Oh, yeah.
But the one
He's still off Twitter, right? He's still off there?
hasn't made a fucking.
That's why he deleted Twitter. They told him to finish this. He's like, I'm just going to get off right
Yeah,
now.
this,
This will be a fun week.
the one synopsis I heard someone give that made me go, maybe, was the idea of Seth going too far lends into Bray constantly saying, let me in, and Bray getting in. That Seth let Bray in, let him push him too far. That doesn't, to me, account for the end of the match, but it could have told part of the good story of Seth went too far, Seth went too dark, but I would need a different ending to be okay with that, because that's a utility on the way.
So Seth's gonna be in Firefly Funhouse. What is
I
this?
fucking hope so. If he comes back with clown makeup on, but like ICP clown makeup on because he doesn't understand how to do it right, like that would be really good.
Big old fucking jersey.
Yeah.
Junko jeans.
I don't want to see Fiend assimilate anybody into his persona. Like because like they've said things like Liv Morgan being Sister Abigail or something like that. I don't want to see that. I want to see Fiend just be Fiend and run as solo.
I think that if they did it right, you could have a pretty cool faction in there, but I think that it's too far now where I don't think it will work anymore. But I thought early on, like when he beat Finn, if Finn showed up and he was like smiling but crying in the funhouse, and then shows up out there as the demon kind of a deal, where it's all like, oh, look at my other buddy Finn's here, and Finn's like, hey, and does the super smiley thing, and then goes out there as the demon and wrecks shit with the Fiend, that could work.
Yeah.
I think even having someone like Harper and Rowan, you could have brought the Riot family back together, but now we're all good. We're a happy family, and they're all in the funhouse happy. And then they go out there and they've got masks and shit on. That it could have worked, but I think at this point you're too far gone. With Finn being out of it, it wouldn't make sense just dropping people in there. Although I do think that Liv Morgan could do a cool evil Harley Quinn type deal on the women's side of things in a similar regard if that was a faction. But I just think at this point it's too far along. I don't think it would make sense. You know what I mean? But I thought there was a while you could have had a cool faction of like people who were cool in there, or maybe prisoners in there. As he beats people, they show up in there and they're in a fucking sweater looking miserable like those kids.
Yeah, I do like that. I like
You
that.
know?
That is what Seth posted like 5 hours ago on Twitter.
Oh,
Yeah.
Seth Rollins 5 hours ago, put 5.5 hours ago, more survive and prevail is bigger than just what happens between the ropes. Question everything, even yourself, and fight your heart out every
Kenny?
step of the way. Seth Rollins is not cool. That's what Seth Rollins posted?
That's what he posted.
Hmm.
And then you retweeted like a charity for a cancer.
What?
God, I hope
Yeah,
he
makes
gets
sense.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's,
Like, you know.
it's that month, and it's the
Yeah.
month where you're gonna see every account retweeting these cancer things.
okay. No,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
But before that 5 hours ago, yeah. So
He's a
he's not
cancer on
completely
this one.
silent.
Right now he's a cancer. He is cancer.
I wonder if he's getting a total rebranding.
I mean, he's not bad as a fucking heel, but he's just. I've always bitched about this. I fucking hate when we have the face of the company has to be this like super over the top face, and it's like when the Miz says, "You don't mess with a man's family," or Seth.
Well, that's the epitome of being like a normal, a relatable guy. Is being a family man, according to Vince.
Yes, and even they should know their biggest faces that have gotten over and been the biggest people in the company were never that.
They're anti-heroes.
Yeah,
The
Eddie.
biggest face in the company right now is The Fiend. He gets cheered no matter what he's doing. Everything he does is a cheer. And you guys think he's the bad guy?
Yeah, but historically, like Stone Cold, fucking Eddie Guerrero, even Brock. It's not the guy who's the John Cena. It's not the guy who is the best guy ever. The best guy in it would at every point be some back, tier 2 person. The guy who's I'm the family man who cares and everything. No, it's not.
That's what you're
Jamie
saying.
Noble was the family man who cared and was upset when John Cena was coming up because Chuck Palumbo was taking Nydia from him. Because I remember that in 2 separate Royal Rumbles being a thing. And nobody gives a shit about Jamie Noble.
Nope.
Yeah. Who? Jamie Noble. He was a little fucker.
Damn it.
He's like, is he working for himself or?
No, is he working himself or something? So he's asking like if he's like, tricking himself into something. Or, yeah, I don't know. It's just not a way to end the match at all. Especially then to have him jump up and mandible claw him so hard that he's coughing up blood and shit.
And he was dumbest, fakest fucking blood pack.
Yeah, that was like the most tomato of ketchup.
Yeah,
It looked to me like Jamaica mix. Like
Yeah.
the powder. It was like,
yeah, it was almost like prickly pear jam.
Yeah.
Like, it was weird. Which that wouldn't have even have bothered me if this was the match. But this wasn't. This was after the match. So they can make, don't worry, remember, Fiend is the best and unstoppable. Well, then why the fuck was he taking a nap for the past 15 minutes? Why was he just laying there?
Fiend sleepy.
Yeah. Hold on. Like,
back.
that whole shit just brought me out of it. Even worse than Seth just getting a shitload of offense in for so long was Fiend just literally doing nothing but laying there for so long. That, to me, was the worst thing for his character.
Yep.
and you saw nothing of his, like, he's got a great moveset. You saw nothing. You saw so...
Very little, and he was dominant for about 30 seconds, and then it was all Seth.
I was cool for
And-
not selling shit.
Not selling was working great. It's amazing for his character to not sell.
Mm-hmm.
My brother even texted me. He goes, "There's a lot of no selling happening in here right now." And I was all like, "For this dude, it literally works. It's his gimmick. He's tough.
Yeah.
Like he's a demon." And then for Seth to be hitting him with weapons and him not flinching much, to being like, "Wait a second, my kick is harder than a steel chair," and then he just kicks him 100 times. Which I guess when you look at like the Brock Lesnar story, I guess that's true. Seth's kick is the hardest thing in all of wrestling. If there's one thing no one can ever kick out of, it's Seth's stupid fucking kick.
F5, curb stomp. That's basically what it's at right now.
Yeah.
Punt.
Although
Oh, yeah, the punt too. Yeah.
I will say that Corbin's end of days is pretty protected. When I look back on it, I don't remember very many people ever kicking out of it.
End of days is, Deep Six is not.
Deep Six is definitely not. But the reason behind that is because he's got to have a big move for them to kick out of a few times.
Yeah.
Because I don't think he's willing to put his finisher on the line that much. Like
And
so
it looks
many other
bomb
people.
as fuck.
Oh, it looks great. And it's if I can get it on, it's over. But otherwise, I've got these other powerful moves that look great, and you think that it's over, but it's not. I think it's a smart way to do it. I think it's the whole point of signature moves versus finishers. The finisher needs to be it. If you kick out of every fucking finish every time, I stop buying it, personally. I start wondering why people still do it as their finish. I mean, like,
Or
this hasn't been working for a while. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like, if Seth has to do 4 or 5 stomps on everybody he faces, maybe he should do something else.
Yeah.
also the
He busted out the pedigree too.
and it was a shit pedigree.
Yeah,
It
it was
looked
awful.
so bad. I was like, that looked wrong.
Yeah, it
That
was
looked
awful.
bad.
Let's see. I'd rather see more spam signatures than spam finishers. I agree with that.
Good point.
But yeah, that was
That was
the
a
whole
pay-per-view.
the whole pay per view was like each match worse than the last. First match was incredible, and like I think it was that way. Where it was like incredible, solid, good, great, good, not bad, and then just became this thing where it's like, what the fuck are we watching here? And who put this together at the last hour?
If I had paid for that on like a pay-per-view event where you pay like $50 for pay-per-view, I would have been fucking pissed.
Oh, I would have been. Yeah.
Like,
If you were
Fuck.
live, you would have been pissed.
Oh yeah, no, if I had seats there, fuck this, I am done.
I'm so fucking mad. Which brings us to another show they totally forgot they had to put on, Raw. They had no idea that was happening.
This felt really long too.
This was hard to get through, really long. They forgot they had to do it, I think. So they were trying so hard to... They were in panic mode about Hell in a Cell. I made like time notes of when things were finally brought up. It was 2.5 hours before they made mention of Seth or Fiend.
It was a while when it came up and they were showing Tyson Fury at
From
opening.
SmackDown.
Yeah, at opening. Not even Kane. Like,
No, at the open they showed Rusev and Lashley from last week's Raw.
right.
They didn't even show shit from SmackDown or Hell in a Cell. Then it comes, and then it started this whole fucking way where they opened so they show this whole thing with Rusev and Lashley from last week of him just tongue banging Lana, and then the intro ends and Rusev's being beaten up in the ring by Orton and Corbin.
Yeah.
And then they said that this match has fallen apart, that it got started before the show. And I was like, since when did you guys think that starting a match before the show is normal? You guys have been doing this for fucking 30 years. You've never started a match before the show. At what point were you guys like, we got too much, let's get started before we're on air? You are a TV show.
Yes.
That made no fucking sense.
We don't talk about this shit before we go on.
Yeah.
I know I am. I'm frustrated, okay? Don't. Just let me chew on this. I'm frustrated.
Okay, so that whole storyline is cringe for me. Just 100% cringe. I think the cuck storyline is played out, and
Yeah.
it's not. I don't know. It's a hard sell for me.
No one here can do it well because, Rusev is great.
Let me just say that, like, Rusev, I can't imagine Rusev being the guy to get cucked. I'm sorry. He's too big. He's a good-looking guy.
Long.
Like, I just don't see it happening.
Griffey
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. Have you seen this dude mow a lawn naked? It's incredible. He mowed his lawn naked in an episode of Total Divas. It was incredible.
I don't watch that show, but I heard about that.
I think he
did.
posted on his Twitter, was it
Yeah.
Instagram, where he was just laying in bed, like all butt
But
ass
beyond
naked.
all
You're like,
that, I don't even mind the idea of two guys being in a rivalry. They're not sure how to get started, and one guy takes the other guy's girl, and there's a thing. I think the way they're presenting it is drawn out, shitty, and like over the top. Like it's one. Like I think you can tell that same story with a lot less of what the fuck you're doing. Like this whole fucking sex video thing that's going on. It opened up, so they're beating him up, and then all of a sudden Lashley comes on the screen, and then Orton and Corbin are all like, "Oh, we'll let you to it," and then they roll out of the ring. It's like, what the fuck was that?
And they giggle at him, and I'm like, why are you two being
Yeah.
sucked in? Again, this all started with Maria fucking Kanellis' goddamn horrible black hole of a fucking vagina. Bringing it
She's
down.
horrible.
Yeah.
And then the announce team was doing a horrible job of explaining what was happening, saying that this had something to do with Team Hogan. And I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, they're tying this into their Saudi Arabia show, and it's just.
In a country where they have multiple wives.
It's trashy. It's. Just the original, guys.
Well, and also, Lashley fucking sucks
Yeah.
on the mic. And I was like,
That's why
well,
Lana likes
this
him.
is your this is your robe. And it just, I was like, this isn't going well. Just quit talking. And he goes so long. It's like,
So if I'm in your robe, this must be your bed. And if this is your bed, this must be your room.
so awful.
If
And
this
if
is
it's your room, it must be your house.
Less lines for Lashley, please.
He goes, and this is your house, then I'm wearing your underwear. Yeah, if this is your underwear, this is your poop.
and guess what? This is my skid mark too now.
Yeah, it was. I think there's definitely 100 ways you can do guys fighting over a girl with none of this Attitude Era bullshit. That's not interesting.
Lana lost her Russian accent midway through talking.
I thought
She
she lost
only-
it. I thought she lost it like a long time.
She's
ago.
never had it. She's not Russian. But in the,
She only picks it up when she says Rusev.
Yeah, that's the only time she
Rusev.
uses it now.
who's not Russian either.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
None of this makes sense,
Lashley
but-
should've
God
just said
damn it.
sorry,
What's the chat saying?
bro. Lashley should have just said sorry, bro, and you hear Riddle laugh in the distance. Keith fell asleep during Raw. I think that's fucking lucky. I wish
Yeah,
I had.
I did too.
We
last
wish.
hour. I missed the last hour, unfortunately.
I started like doing dishes and shit and having it play on my living room TV, and I was like, this is still on. Okay, I guess I'll make more dishes to do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Make work.
I was definitely walking in between, like walking into two rooms because I had like stuff going on in my room and then I had wrestling going on in the other room on the TV and
No.
definitely walking back and forth the entire time.
It was pretty fucking horrible.
Keep yelling at us.
Yeah, Keith said the Raw was so boring that Clump got productive.
Wow.
Let's see. Then we get a Lacey promo, which was okay-ish. And then we get the Lacey versus Natalya in a last woman standing match.
I didn't mind this match.
You know,
I didn't mind the match. No.
so I didn't think it was bad. I thought that there was, to me, it was too long, and you had way too much Lacey showcasing and not enough Natty fighting back. Apart from that, if you had made it a shorter match with similar
With the same
time
ending?
frames,
Same
same
ending,
ending,
yeah.
all that, I'd have been fine with it.
Yeah. I like the ending spot. I thought that was cool.
I was worried that she was gonna fucking fall because I was like, she's stumbling a little bit when she had her up in that powerbomb.
Well,
If
she
you watch
was
her feet, she was finding the edge.
she was finding the edge. Is what she was doing.
She's tapping her toes towards the edge, and then when she gets there, she like sits there, and then she gets, and then throws her.
Yeah.
I like
really
the use
cool.
of the stage too, the half pipe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
her
yeah.
sliding.
That's some sturdy shit, man.
Yeah, that was also awesome.
Which if in the future somebody fucking breaks it, which they're going to do,
Oh, yeah.
I call bullshit because that took a pretty nothing.
And it's gonna be Shane McMahon.
Hell yeah, dude. Best in the world. Yeah, it wasn't otherwise a bad match, but it was also, they forgot to put together a show. Then we get Alistair, and I just thought it was too long. Yeah, you could have had half that match, same story, wasn't just as good. Alistair Black promo, which was mediocre.
Because you
I
need
felt
more of
like-
those.
It's the same shit.
Same shit. I put that same old shitty story.
Yep.
I wish it was different. I wish, like I said, if he's going to be going for someone needs to challenge me, go take the 24/7 title, and then people will fucking challenge you. Otherwise, I don't know why you're sitting in the bathroom crying about it.
Even you know what? Actually, I would like too is if they did more wrestlers answering his challenge like Cesaro did, where it looks like two Bond villains like getting ready to square off. I'd actually like that if they involved more wrestlers doing that.
That'd be okay.
Like Samoa Joe sitting down, like
Taz had a really good idea of having Aleister Black sitting in the chair doing a thing, and then you just see fucking like leg come by and smash Aleister out of the chair, and then the camera kind of shuffles and reaches down and it's Shinsuke Nakamura who's just all like, "I'll fight you," and then like walks out. Like then you have a whole other cool.
Alistair's like, "How'd you get in here?"
Yeah.
Also, like the rooms, like the smoky room, I was like, is he just smoking weed and angry now?
Yeah, I don't know. It's
He is
incest.
Dutch, so,
He has a lot of incense on his intro.
You should chill out.
yeah. You shouldn't be so eager to fight, man.
Yeah. Relax, man. Relax.
Calm.
Then we got some more horrible Street Profit shit. And then Tyson Fury had a mini promo. What's up?
Probably censored by Clump. There's been a lot of things censored on mine.
Yeah, that's true.
It has this weird like Utah censor thing where it censors like Crybaby and shit.
It literally
Yeah.
censored the word crybaby. Someone called him crybaby and it was censored. It was great.
Okay.
That's why he's Crybaby Clump on Twitter. He still doesn't know his password, so tweet him. See how long it is before he's able to get in. He will tweet back everyone once he's logged back in at Crybaby Clump.
Yeah,
I set that up.
And thank you for those of you subscribing because we now have 93 followers.
Shit, son. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That was awesome. Those are two different numbers.
Those are two different numbers.
Yeah, followers and subscribers are not the same.
Yeah,
I was really confused. I was like, we got 93 subscribers.
All right, we have
Holy
93.
shit.
We have 93 followers.
Hell yeah, that's pretty dope. On our road to hundreds.
On the road to 100.
Hundreds.
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 Is the thing totally broken now?
Hundreds.
Yeah. it's
We're
broken.
not even gonna try it.
Yeah, I don't want to try it. I'm not
Is it
good
the
with
gun?
it. Yeah, the gun. I
Oh.
fucked it up last couple times. I got in trouble. See, Tyson Fury has a mini promo about Braun getting his hands.
With this like, wait, was this the one where he had his 30 kids?
Yes, that was crazy. How would he have so many kids? Who let him back there? He is Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Trying not to be offensive. Because he's evidently he's like 4 of his mom's kids survived at 14. So, yeah,
What? 4 of 14 survived?
Yeah.
That's a low survival rate.
I agree. It's kind of crazy to read.
We finally won over Keith. He said he loves Street Profits for a few weeks, but they've been getting pretty bad lately. We've been fighting Keith on this every week. He loves them. I hate him. He's finally on board with us. Cheers to Keith. Hating the Street Profits.
I don't hate Street Profits. I don't like their promos that they're doing on main brand.
Correct. They're good wrestlers. They're horrible spots on Raw.
Yeah, producer does not know them outside of what we're seeing.
That's true. That's unfortunate.
So yeah, but you also have to think as a new viewer,
Angela gets sweaty
which
as
they
fuck.
are trying to get. As a new viewer, this is what I'm seeing, and why am I interested in them?
Yeah, this is how they're presented, and this is the worst way to present them, I feel.
Yeah,
Angela's-
Montez is like the high-pitched, charismatic guy, and then what's the other guy's name? Angelo Dawkins is the horn dog.
He's
That's
struggling.
Drug addict, sex offender.
Yeah, that's basically their gimmick right now.
Montez looks and makes me think of like in how he talks. Like whenever I watch an interview with Juicy J, I'm like, it's very similar.
Yeah. It's,
But then and then Angelo's like, he's halfway to Otis.
Yeah, he's halfway to Otis.
you know,
He's getting fat. He's
he's been in the Performance Center longer than any single other person.
Yeah, he's been there for
7 or 8 years.
yeah.
Longer than every single other person. There's no one who's come in there before him and is still there. And yet, just like our show,
I like
every
producer
day looks like the
Rob.
first day with him. He's never listed a fucking weight, and why would he start now? I just think if you've been there for 7 years, you should look a little bit heavy on top.
well, he's doing the first part of eating steaks and lifting weights.
Steaks and shakes, he thought they were saying.
Yeah,
Steaks and shakes.
not protein shakes, just like Shake Shack shakes.
Yep, Shake Shack.
Please sponsor Shake Shack. I would love Shake Shack right now.
There is no Shake Shack in our state.
There are 2 in Phoenix. There are 2 in Phoenix. Yes, I go there all the guy. Anytime I go to Phoenix, I go to Shake Shack.
Is that true?
There,
I do not know.
He says no, man.
Scottsdale
Gabe
Fashion
said
Quarter.
It's not true. He said it's not true. You're lying to us.
Scottsdale Fashion Quarter, and there's another one on Camelback for some fucking reason.
Oh, Camelback?
Yeah.
That's a weird place for him.
Shake Shack. Have you been to Habit Burger?
Ooh, I've heard good things
good.
about
I
him.
like Habit Burger. That's my favorite right now.
There's a guy at my work who keeps ordering them for delivery, but not telling me that he's placing an order for delivery.
bastard.
So he eats it in front of me all the fucking
What a
time.
selfish bastard.
Yeah.
It's only like a $2 delivery fee on DoorDash too.
Furious.
Awesome.
There are
Smells the
3 Shake Shacks in Arizona.
It's a matter of time. We'll get one soon.
Yep.
Yeah. Let's see. After that, we got Viking Raiders versus Robert Roode. This can't be right. Ziggler was involved, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't mark that.
Yeah.
I was like, there's no way I missed a handicap.
Yeah. No, that was definitely a tag match. No belts on the line.
Um,
So of course, the Viking Raiders got their dub.
yeah, Viking Raiders got the win, and next week they're going to get a title shot, it seems like.
Which they're gonna lose.
Yes, which they'll lose at. Because the one thing we know about the tag division in WWE is any 2 random people are better than the entire working division every time it happens.
Yep.
Again, this match was last second. Speaking of last second matches, the next one we had was Bollywood versus Aleister Black. Black wins this thing, I put. Because I don't think I understood what the fuck was going on.
Was it? Did you flip it around? I thought they did the Aleister Black promo, and then is the match after that? Or am I?
It wasn't right after because
Okay.
he comes back. I skipped that bit. I think after the Viking Raiders won, he comes back on again and says, "That's it. I'm going to the ring. Tired of this shit."
Okay.
Cuts to commercial, comes back, and the Bollywood guys are out there doing their Canadian dance, as is ritual. You know they brag about being the first Canadian tag team since the Hart Foundation because they're both Canadian.
I mean, that's fine. That's fair.
And then they go out there and do their Bollywood.
They're not lying, okay?
I
They're
like
not, but
them.
it's confusing.
I like them. They got a lot of personality. They're cool ass fucking dudes.
I didn't say they were bad.
Their gear was actually kind of cool.
Yeah.
I did like their in-ring gear this time.
They're trying so fucking hard.
Yeah.
Black won that whole thing. I don't remember it being particularly great or anything. This whole thing felt thrown together.
I thought, well, when Black did the kick, I was like, see, this would be cool to see you do this more with people where it's competitive.
Yeah, or where it matters. After that, we got a Braun promo.
That's another one of the more protected finishers. Black Mass.
Yeah.
Black Mass is pretty protected. Braun cuts a weird little promo about Tyson Fury and says that he's going to get his hands. And then Mysterio cuts a promo about Cain Velasquez. This is the first mention we really had about Cain Velasquez going through. Like, we are far in this show.
I like the promo too, by the way. I thought the Rey Mysterio promo was good.
I thought it was cool. I thought it provided a lot of light to the whole why the fuck Cain Velasquez. I thought that Mysterio was amazing on the mic, so he told a nice story in a short period of time.
Yeah, I didn't know that Cain Velasquez was the Godfather until that promo. So
Yeah.
I don't know if it's true or not. And I'm okay.
I don't even know if it's true or not. Yeah,
Yeah,
good point.
but I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Like, if that's the story you're going with, amazing. I'm in.
Yeah.
It makes more sense than a slightly larger, or a much larger Hispanic person coming in. I have a larger Latino.
Yeah, I found a bigger one. Coming for you. Yeah, I thought it made a lot of sense to that story that would otherwise seemed confusing. And I thought Mysterio did an awesome job with it.
I'm not looking forward to Dominic being a wrestler though. I gotta be real with you guys.
Skinny Walter.
Mask him up, please. I cannot see that goofy ass face of his. I can't take him serious.
He's got a goofy face, it's true.
He looks like Happy Walter.
Yeah, he does. He is a big kid. I do think it's a bit early, but fucking MJF, wrestling been, 2-3 years at this point? And no one's trying to protect him. So.
MJF has got the look though.
Yeah, he's got a smug ass look.
He's got the look and he's put on weight, dude. He's
Put on a lot of weight.
he's becoming a heavyweight, so
Which is good.
Yeah.
And Dominic is not putting on any weight.
it doesn't seem that way.
Not muscle
He's
weight.
cutting weight for
Yeah.
sure.
He's cutting, yeah, but he's
Not muscle weight. He's pudgy.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but he was fat the first time we saw him. He was legit.
The first time we
fat.
saw him was fucking 10.
That's true.
a chubby
He was a
10-year-old.
fat fucking 10-year-old. I said, that kid's got no future.
Beat that 10-year-old.
Yeah.
Who's fighting for this fat fucking kid?
Yeah. What the hell? Who wants him? They're fighting against it.
2 or 3
You
years
can
from
have
now.
Throwing the
2 or 3 years from now, it's gonna be Dominic versus Jinder Mahal for the title.
That'll be good, dude. After that, we got the AOP video.
I like their promos.
I like what they're doing, the way they're doing it, but I am getting a little bored already. I feel like that it's a little tired, the whole way they try to do foreign people, and it's a little, I think...
They just need to keep going. Like, they need to keep doing their promo and then cutting it, walking out, beating the crap out of somebody.
That was bomb as
Every
fuck.
time, they should just do that. Just beat up somebody new. Like, beat
Yeah,
up a new team. Like, something like that. But the time that they did that, that was dope.
yeah, I don't know why they have to be in this weird dark room the whole time. I thought it was really weird and goofy when they did that it just cut to them sitting back down on the chair again. Being
Well,
like,
I
"Hey,
mean-
guys." If you want me to believe that it's like happening in real time, that was a weird way to cut it.
True, but like, what about when they're cutting promos like in a boiler room or something like that? Like, why are you down there cutting a promo?
Well, Mankind was born in a boiler
Ambiance.
room.
Ambiance.
He was born in a boiler room. That's where he was brought up.
Well, I mean, same thing. Dark room, smoky, same kind of.
Oh,
ambiance.
I'm in favor
Oh,
of
they
this.
must be in Aleister Black's room. That's
Yeah.
where they're at.
They're just
Okay.
waiting for Alice Black to be finished with it, and then they go in to do theirs.
Are you done? Are you done? Okay.
Can you make it not smell like weed every time we come here? Goddammit.
Keith said he thought Kayfabe Dominic was Cain Velasquez. Yeah, we talked about it a little bit earlier. I think there was a number of people who thought, oh shit, Dominic shaved his head, and he's coming for Brock. But it was not. It was Cain Velasquez, who just lost a lot of shape.
No,
Which, did you see, by the way, Jericho was trying to talk shit about Cain Velasquez's body?
Oh my god.
I was all like, all right, glass houses, let's fucking relax.
I saw like some
Captain
artist
Dad bod.
rendition, like someone.
He called him, he said, who's the skinny fat guy in the ring? And I was like, easy log, boy. Like, you're shaped like a log.
he is the definition of skinny fat.
Yeah.
It's,
Jericho, what the fuck? You have
You
no
can tell he's
thoughts,
tensing
dude.
his fucking stomach when he comes in, because then he does something. He's like, "Whoa!"
Yeah.
Yeah, someone like posted a picture of him on Twitter, their own rendition of him, and they made him look really buff, and I had to make a comment. I was like, "You're really generous with that muscle definition."
Hammerstone on his Twitter said that he made some sort of comment about I should really stop spending so much time in the ring or in the gym if all I got to do is get an artist to draw me with a ton of muscle like the rest of these guys in the industry.
there you go.
He was something along those lines. It was pretty funny.
If you don't know who Hammerstone is, you guys need to know.
Yeah, Alexander Hammerstone is with MLW currently, and
With Dynasty,
he's with Dynasty.
I think he's part of Dynasty with MJF.
Oh, no kidding! I didn't know they were together. I know he had a big couple of matches against Davey Boy that were pretty great.
Oh, yeah, no, he actually he did an excursion to Japan for the Noah tournament over there. He was pushed as the big foreign heel, doing big things, representing Arizona.
Yeah,
Love it.
cool guy. Too.
Yeah.
So my only problem with the AOP thing, other than them really not doing much, and we're getting more, I get really like concerned when I see too many of the same thing week after week. That this is what we're going to get for a month or two, and I'm getting concerned that that's what we're going to get for a month or two from AOP before we see anything. But the other thing is that I don't like that they use I'm speaking a foreign language, and that's how you know I'm a bad guy.
Two foreign languages.
Two different ones, yeah.
They're using different ones as each other?
Yeah.
Albanian and Urdu. Or, yeah,
Arturo?
Urdu. One of them's, so they look very similar, but one of them's Albanian, the other one's Indian.
Well, so they don't even know what each other's saying. They could be talking mad shit to
Yeah,
each
but
other.
they understand it by the language of pain.
Oh, that makes sense. They do write in that
Because they are
language.
writing a book together.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Oh, somebody was selling like a Pain by the authors of Pain book. It was like a nice leather bound book.
Let's see. After that, we got the OC versus Lucha House Party. Again, this felt thrown together. I'm trying to let me review real quick, see if anything happened in here that was relevant to any storyline.
That was not.
I think
good.
Lacey and Natty's going to go in another match, right?
Tyson Fury fucking, because that's
But
the
not
thing.
yet. That doesn't happen till the end. We're well over 2 hours into this thing, and nothing's really happened that's made a difference. But Mysterio mentioning why Kane was involved is probably the only thing that made a difference in a story.
Yeah, the only thing that progressed it a little bit.
Yeah, this was really fucking bad and hard to watch. Let's see, after that, so the OC wins against Lucha House Party, which I don't know why that was a match to begin with. And then we are now on hour 3, like 7:05 if you're on watching it on the wrong coast.
At this point, I
Miz
was cleaning
TV
my
kicks
bathtub.
off with Becky and Charlotte.
Oh, Stackhouse has been in the locker room with.
I've been in the locker room a few times. He was supposed to be at the show the past week, but was stuck in Mexico. Yeah, he's from our neck of the woods. So, yeah, I've been in a couple locker rooms with him around too, and he's always been cool to me, and I'm not one of the boys. I'm just the goof with the camera. So, I haven't even refed on a card that he's been on, so he doesn't even know me as that, and he's been nice to me. So, to me, that speaks a lot of just who he is. And this is after he was signed. The last couple times I saw him, I was just from all he could tell, because this was before the show started, I was just a dude lounging about backstage doing nothing, and I was just sitting around.
He still makes the RWA when he can,
Yeah,
when he has time.
yeah, that was one of the ones that I was at, and yeah, I was just a goof with the camera, and he was really nice to me, and he had no reason to be. So I thought that spoke a lot for him, because not everyone is. I see we got Miz TV with Becky and Charlotte, and I think this was the first good segment of the night.
I never liked Miz TV. It's partially why I started to fall asleep.
I don't like Miz TV, no, but Becky and Charlotte talking back and forth with Miz kind of just trying to highlight things here and there, I thought was fine. It was because his guests were carrying the show that made me think that the segment was not bad.
I don't know why it's a real segment. I thought it started as a joke kind of segment for a heel, and it's become this thing that's like now a staple, and it's not. We don't need
like
it.
the moment of bliss kind of thing.
Yeah.
Do it when it makes sense. It's not made sense in the last few times. It's like it almost feels like this is a weekly segment.
Well, they always have to do it. Like they always have a character that has their weekly segment show, like the Piper's Pit or whatever it was.
Yeah.
It's kind of evolved since then.
And there's not really much else you can do with Miz that makes any sense at this point.
No.
Yeah.
And he's not, no one wants to see him in a fight anymore either. Like the way he even says things. Oh, what was the match that we got? It was, we watched the SmackDown one where he was in the 4-on-4 match.
Yep.
And he's standing next to Braun, and Corey said something like, not many people can make the Miz look small standing next to him, but he looks tiny next to Braun. And I was all like, what the fuck?
Yeah, we both looked at each other like, wait, what?
This is like 6'1".
He's my height.
Yeah.
It's like-
He doesn't look like a big dude.
yeah, he's not a big 6'1".
He looks like a fit, average guy.
Yeah.
He
The
looks like-
average guy that just happens to be 6'1".
He looks like a dad who does 5Ks.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
He is a dad who does 5Ks, probably.
Kabuki Warriors come out and cut a Japanese promo, which I got a kick out of. I always like when the crowd legitimately just doesn't know what to do with a promo because they don't.
Because they don't understand.
Yeah. And I do think that both of them sound good delivering those Japanese lines. I think that Asuka's got a ton of passion. I like when she screams, and when she's able to scream in Japanese, I'm always like, yeah! Fuck him up! Like, she sounds like a fighter.
I would like it if it were kind of like the early Authors of Pain matches where they were yelling in either whatever language they're speaking, and it was not like there was someone on the square circle like they're not saying anything related to the match.
Oh, yeah.
This is just like just words in Albanian or in Urdu.
Yeah, for sure. After that, we did get Kabuki Warriors versus Becky and Charlotte, where Warriors got the win with the Green Mist again, and then Chaotic Bliss comes out and beats up on the Warriors. I thought the match was good. It was probably the only match of the night that I felt was like, hey, you gotta watch this match, or you should. I mean, I guess there's plenty of others, but I liked again with the Mist. I liked her solidifying that. And I thought Becky had a cool way of trying to bring the Warriors into it, saying that she's got beef with Asuka. I liked it. But again, if this is your whole show, this isn't a great thing to hang your hat on.
Nope.
No. And I don't want them to. I don't want to see them missed every week. To be honest.
That's true.
So I would rather see them save it for special events, the pay-per-views.
So Jerry and Muda didn't use it all the time. It's reserved.
Yeah.
After that, we get the video where they finally talk about how they're going to talk about Hell in a Cell. It's 2.5 hours in.
We are finally going to address yesterday.
About last night.
Yeah, they're just like, oh yeah, there's things happen, and they show a video recap of it, and they tried to make it look good, and they started playing music and muting out the audience and stuff, and they did the best they could to make it look cool, but it still looked kind of shitty. And that was it. They just replayed it and they go, yeah, that's it, and let's move on. They immediately start talking about Apollo Crews and Ricochet. Fuck, I don't know why. Like, they just snuck it in there to be like, hey, we have acknowledged it, but they didn't do anything to address it.
Yeah.
And then we get Apollo Crews versus Ricochet, which I went to the bathroom and...
It's probably for the best that they don't address it, since they do have the draft coming up on Friday. But how much will things change, do you think?
I don't know, but do you wait to address... I think they're waiting to address it. I think that the fact the draft was coming up to them was a lucky accident.
Yeah.
That it was like, well, thank God the draft's coming up and we could just talk about the draft and just talk about last week's show. Mm-hmm. We don't have to talk about Hell in a Cell.
Yeah.
Are you
I don't
excited?
think that they didn't mention it because they felt like, oh, we're going to hold on to this. It's like...
No, that's what I'm like. I think... Never mind. But I think that's the whole point. Like, they're just kind of like sweeping under the rug. They're going to focus on this draft, and hopefully the way the draft plays out, it's going to just kind of nullify what happened at Hell in a Cell.
I don't know that you can nullify that shit. But then again, I guess they nullified it last year with the same shit fucking Brock ending.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel excited for the draft? Because I kind of feel like this weird...
I'm scared.
I'm anxious.
Yeah, I feel like I'm waiting for like test results.
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh.
I wonder if I passed.
I'm really nervous to see who's going where and
I was
what
thinking
the
more,
landscape's going to be.
Yeah, I was thinking more positive producer or negative. Like, there's stakes. No, I don't know. I don't know if they're going to address it. I feel like there's no way to positively address what happened at fucking Hell in a Cell, but they have to. And
Well,
if
they fucking
don't-
addressed when that guy called Roman a loser after the fucking cage thing. Because it was obvious and there was something they could do about it, so they just had the ref come out and apologize or some shit. Sorry, bad call. I was in the heat of the moment, whatever. At least make some sort of comment about it. But for them to just be all like, yeah, this is normal. This is how Hell in a Cell goes.
Yeah.
And for them to just not acknowledge Seth. Seth Rollins doesn't exist for a week. He's your fucking champion. And talking about how he's the fighting champion.
You're talking
He's
about the
here.
universal belt. Once you have the universal belt, you disappear.
That's true.
It's like the belt of invisibility.
Yeah. You just fucking dip. Was the Apollo Crews versus Ricochet match good? I literally went to the bathroom and came back and it was over. And I was like, damn it.
I was sleeping,
Clean
unfortunately.
in the shower.
I imagine they had some good spots, though. They're two very capable.
Yeah, they're very.
It was an athletic, like show. Like, I was like, oh, they're both jumpy.
It was an athletic
Like they
contest.
can do a lot of flips.
Yeah, a lot of flips. I know Ricochet got the win on it, which is good because Apollo Crews doesn't need one. Not where he's going. Let's see. Then we get Tyson Fury and Braun in a 45-minute pull apart,
Yeah, that was their highlight of the evening.
which is just way too long. I would have been fine with it if it wasn't that long. And I will say the highlight of this, and probably the biggest highlight of the whole show, is Braun's promo at the end of the show where he just starts yelling and screaming
Yeah.
at Tyson and then goes running back out there.
Yep.
That was the most legit I've ever seen Braun on a mic.
Yep.
Unfortunately, I missed that, but
Oh.
I saw the pull apart, and good.
Highlight was Noe Jose's hair matching up with Strowman's beard. so it looked like one giant fucking beard. That was the only highlight to me because it was just going on forever. Because he's right here talking to us like, beard.
Corey Graves made a comment on Twitter like, Braun's beard and Noe Jose's hair is a tag team we never know we needed.
Yeah.
I was like, you shut your mouth, Corey.
That was
For sure. I thought the spot was fine, and I thought that they both did okay on the mic, and they both looked tough trying to get to punch each other. So I thought that was fine to build wherever it's going, and if it's going to something cool, if it's not, it was a waste of time. And I thought Braun sounded awesome when he cut that little promo, and it was only a few things. They asked him in the back. He gets dragged to the back, and they ask him, you know, what's this? And he's like, fuck bullshit. Like, he called him a son of a bitch. And he's like, you don't come into my WWE ring and treat me this way. He goes, there's no way he's getting an apology now. And then all of a sudden he's like, matter of fact. And he just like runs back out there and the crowd's like, whoa. I just thought he's never seen that legit before. And he's never sounded that authentic before. And it came off cool. I even saw people going like, oh shit, I think that got real. Yeah. And I was all like, they fucking did it, man. They did their job if you think it's real.
Mm-hmm. It was just super long.
It just was way too long. They were getting pulled apart for like fucking, felt like 40 minutes. And I was like, I could have done half of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could have done this with half of it. I do like that as they went off the air, Braun was rushing at Tyson again. Mm-hmm. So just, I like it when they go off to the air with this whole like, it's pandemonium.
Yeah,
here.
what's going on now? Shit. What's going on after the camera's cut?
Yeah.
Yeah.
After the camera was cut, they did have a Miz versus Cesaro match.
Mazzaro match.
Yeah, dark.
Mazzaro dark match.
Yeah. And The Fiend came out in Mandible Clawed Cesaro. Probably not good for his teeth, but... But that's it. That's how the whole show went. And every dark match for the past like month or two has been Seth and Fiend. Mm-hmm. The fact that Seth showed up not at all and wasn't involved in anything at all, and the fact that their dark match was two random players and not someone with a title, because dark matches are almost always a title shot. Mm-hmm. Almost always. The fact that it was that was like they were scrambling with what the fuck do we do? We can't use Seth, and he's the whole story today. So like, well, let's just put together a whole bunch of fucking shit.
It would have been funny if they didn't come. I'm sorry. I would have loved the nuclear level of boos. Just like, just
yeah,
get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, fill the ring with garbage like Hogan style.
Mm-hmm.
The live event Fiend was amazing with Seth. It was crazy.
Yeah, that match was actually way better than the Hell in a Cell match.
So sad.
Yeah, it was just absolute garbage, and the whole episode felt like it was thrown together. It felt like every minute they were trying to figure out what's next. Mm-hmm. It didn't feel like it was plotted out. And I know they're always like, well, things change, and it's always like that. And I don't think I buy into all that business either. The level of which they say it. I think there's always a plan, and I think that some things deviate, but this felt like they had no idea walking into it. Yeah. This felt like we've got fucking nothing anymore.
It felt like they had an idea. It got changed last night, because I don't feel like that was the game plan going into last night. And then today they're like, well, we can't go with anything.
Yeah.
So we're coming in. I'm boiling coffee.
Yeah, I feel like there was just like McMahon with a clipboard in front of the entire roster the whole show and be like, who do I got? Who do I got? OC, Lucha House Party, get out there. But, you know what I mean? Like it felt like it was a scramble putting the show together, just the way that it fucking fell together in this heap of shit. It's fucking not fun to watch this.
All right,
week,
well, and then we hit the reset button and we move on to essentially next season.
Yeah, I'm anxious about the draft. I want to see what they do with it. I want them to fucking acknowledge this Seth business. I want them to do it. You guys can forget about everything else if you want, but the crowd responded in such a way, I don't feel like you can ignore it, but maybe if you're big enough, you can.
Take him off TV for a long fucking time.
That'd be cool. If he just disappears for like 8 years.
With the belt.
With the belt. Yeah.
No matter what they do, because they gotta get that belt off his ass. It's gonna be. I want to see the clips of the live show. Like I want to, because you know we're gonna get some like cut mics. Oh, the crowd is responsive and passionate to Seth. Oh, and you could still hear like them, and it's oddly quiet, but you hear this kind of like low.
Yeah, the crowd chanting "Restart the match," AEW. Which I'll say this: everyone talking about AEW like it's the Green Valley and Land Before Time needs to fucking relax.
Yeah.
Just because WWE made a shit fucking move a lot this week, and just because they fucked up the finish for the Bray match, doesn't mean they have no idea how to book Bray Wyatt, and it doesn't mean that AEW would have a better idea of how to book Bray Wyatt. There was a really shitty match with a really shitty ending is what happened. We can't pretend like AEW is doing everything perfect right now because they're not.
They're not. No, their production was better with Dynamite, but in the previous shows, like they're going through their
They're figuring it out.
yeah, they're figuring it all out too.
And I'll say that if you think that they've got perfect booking, fucking look at the Librarians. They're booked like shit. Nyla's booked like shit. Even though she was in the women's match, she's not in these matches that are being booked as tough or as big as she should be. I think Cody's not booked very well. He keeps barely winning against tiny dudes. Now he's got a match against Jericho, and I'm supposed to believe that's going to be a fair fight. Like, Cody's having a hard time beating anybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, the fact that he's barely getting by each time, to me, that's not strong, great booking for one of your top guys. They haven't figured out how to book everyone yet either. So every time someone makes a mistake, it's go to the other one. It's like, well, let's see how the other one deals with other things, you know? And maybe if Bray had the freedom to say, I'm going to control this character and I'm going to get the wins and losses I want, maybe the character could be absolutely unbelievable. I don't know if AEW is willing to give someone that level of creative freedom. I think they're giving them a ton of creative freedom to do their own promos and stuff. But I think that there's a certain level where we're telling you if you're winning or losing. You know
They're
what I mean?
protecting the shit out of Pac.
Yeah, they're protecting the shit out of Pac right now, which I think is cool. I think that's good booking for Pac.
Well,
So
I imagine if they're doing it like for Pac, they'd probably do it for someone like Bray Wyatt too, or like the Fiend character.
I think they will.
They would protect the shit out of him.
Yeah, I think they're potentially smart enough, but I don't think WWE is so dumb that they're trying to ruin that character either. I think they thought it was going to go a different way. They protected him all the way up until this.
Yeah, I know. But I mean, after Sunday, I have reservations to say that's my view of that match is just, I was like, are they now?
Well, yeah, because after the match is over and it ends in a shitty way, their view was, here's how we get him back. He comes up and overly dominates against the champion. Was just made for more confusion than anything, but their goal was to protect that character. We're going to have the character basically get beat on so bad the ref has to stop the match because they're concerned for his safety, but he's such a badass that he can fucking wreck that guy even after his head being smashed by a hammer.
But you have to wonder how many guys does he have to beat off to get to that level again.
Yeah, he'll get there. He's got the risks of compatibility, but I think that like I think I can see how they thought they were protecting him, but they weren't. You know what I mean? But they're trying to, and maybe it's difficult when you have Seth in the same light. Let's see. It says Cody's the only one who thinks he's been booked right. Continue to get himself over while getting other people over. He's the only one having matches that have a story, not just a bunch of moves. I agree with that. However, I think that he's going in a lot of matches with people very, very, very small. Like him not getting a decisive win over Darby All In, who is losing to Shawn Spears in quick fashion in that other one. And then he gets that fucking solid win over Spears. Like, I think that...
Isn't Darby... Sorry, I broke your train of thought. But I was going to say, isn't Darby Allin wrestling for number 1 contenders match on Dynamite this Wednesday?
Against who?
Against Jimmy Havoc.
What the fuck?
Those are your heavyweight contenders
Those
right now
are
for
your
AEW, yeah.
I didn't want you to bring this shit up so fucking late.
It's not perfect, okay?
Those are for the number 1 contender spot
All right,
after Cody
Jimmy
goes
Havoc.
for it.
Yes,
But-
after Cody, yes.
Yeah. So my point is that Cody is a big guy. He's a heavyweight. And Stackhouse, you know more than anyone, size matters. I think when you have a dude, Stackhouse is 400 pounds. When you have these little dudes nearly toppling Cody, and then he's in the number 1 contender spot, he's putting them over. But he's probably also giving them a little bit too much, in my view. I don't think he's being booked horribly, but I don't think he's being booked perfectly. And I think that's what I'm saying is everyone's trying to pretend like AEW's got it all figured out. Everything's better over there. It's the Green Valley. You know, it's where everyone gets a title shot and nobody ever wins.
AEW is like dating that new person.
Yeah.
It's that discovery phase. You're getting to know each other.
New relationship.
Pretty soon,
It's going to be cool.
Pretty soon, you're gonna hate the shit out of AEW.
Yeah, you're going to start chanting WWE or NXT or some shit when they botch one fucking match. And I'm going to tell you guys to fucking relax then too. Just because AEW flubs doesn't mean NXT is the place you have to go.
Everyone fucks up.
Exactly. Everyone's going to be fucking up as we go through this.
They'll start chanting NWA, which also had their opening
it's
show
gonna
last
be so
week.
good.
Fuck.
And start chanting ECW, and people are like, they can't go there even.
We can't go there anymore, guys.
They bulldoze a fucking venue.
Yeah. I just think that, I mean, I understand what they're trying to get across by chanting AEW, but at the same point, it's like,
You sound like assholes.
you sound a little stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, you sound like assholes. But I did want to boo the shit out of the show. I was 100% on board with booing and restart the match and refund. Yeah, fuck this. But to be like, AEW's got it all figured out, I was like, okay, oh, hold on, relax.
I was surprised they didn't cut out the AEW chants. I think they were thinking that people didn't understand it, but because they cut you, like
They
I
were
said,
trying to scramble around it.
yeah. But when you the only one you can hear is the refund one. It was like, fuck, you can tell people are pissed still.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they were having a hard time cutting that around. But yeah, I think that there's a few people not being booked perfectly in every channel you go to right now.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I do think that WWE did everything they could to. It felt like this. Watching Raw felt like when you start crying as a kid, and then your dad's like, "Do you want me to give you a reason to cry?" And you're like, "What?" And then he hits you to prove a point that it wasn't as bad as you thought it was.
I'm sorry about your dad.
Yeah, man, you had a tough childhood.
Yeah.
Yeah, he like punched you in the stomach. You know, like he would like kick you in the neck. You know, you're like dads do that.
My dad was a sensitive, caring man.
Is that why you cry a lot?
Yeah. Don't worry about it.
It felt like they booed at Hell in a Cell, and then Vince is all like, "I'll give you a reason to boo," and then puts on the worst fucking show he can figure out. Like, aha, see, it could be worse, and be like, "That's not what we meant."
It's not how you do business, man.
Now see how you behave Friday.
Yeah, exactly. I'll
Or
turn this
Wednesday
whole fucking
fun.
show around. But that's kind of what it felt like. Let's see what happens with AEW tomorrow. Leading into it, we got what do we got planned for it?
Tomorrow, the big one is the Darby Allin Jimmy Havoc match, which will be for number one contender.
For the world title, right?
Jimmy Havoc wins.
I think Darby Allin wins.
I think Jimmy Havoc.
I mean, Jimmy Havoc needs to showcase because I like Jimmy Havoc. I haven't seen enough like of him doing good where I'm like, oh yeah, because he's just done Trainwreck. Not even the kind of deathmatch stuff that he does. He's just doing like half-ass, like stapler doesn't have staples on it.
I think in a match like this, the real winner is Crackle Barrel.
Yeah. That's gonna
So-
happen. That's
If
definitely gonna
if they land through it correctly this time.
Is there any other matches? They announced the Adam Page and Dustin Rhodes against Jericho and Sammy Guevara.
Nice. Yeah.
I'm not as interested as I wish I was,
Yeah.
and slightly annoyed that Jericho's on week 2 of not defending the title. When he won the title, they announced he'd be defending it the first week. I thought, well, surely they're going to have him defend it the second week.
Yeah.
And then we're not there, so that's my biggest gripe about that. As far as 2 non-tag teams tagging for their main event in a company that says they're all about the tag teams, that's a little annoying too. But the tag team tournament does start next week. Who's the starting matches?
They did reveal
Young
the
Bucks.
belts, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Belts look nice.
They look nice, and they got Jerry Lynn on the side plate doing a pile driver. Which is cool.
So John Moxley versus Shawn Spears.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, that's tomorrow? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
The Young Bucks versus Private Party. So the Young Bucks are going to win.
Against Private Party for
That's
the
gonna
tournament?
that's gonna be a good match though.
Yeah, but I'm getting.
Those 2 guys.
This
those
is not the
4.
Young Bucks in JPW. It's so much doing like spots. I'm like, okay, calm down.
Oh, I see.
Like I miss like the Young Bucks versus the Golden Lovers. Fantastic match. Do more tag matches. Don't just do like tandem offense. You know.
I see.
And also, both of those teams, so far as we've seen, work really well in tandem with their opponents in that everyone looks like they're working together. Like, they'll hold each other up, they'll put each other in the spots they need to be in, and that is easy for me to lose track and focus on the match, to be like, wait,
And
he's your opponent and you just did that for him?
You're
I
just
mean,
helping a brother out? All right.
Yeah.
lots of bitching next week if that happens.
If that happens, I'll be pretty upset. I think that the only way that match comes out, me saying like, well, it's pretty fucking cool, is if Private Party wins. Because I think if you have the Young Bucks get knocked out straight away, now I'm interested in your tournament. But as long as the Young Bucks and the Lucha Brothers are in it, I'm not that interested.
Yeah, you have to assume it's gonna be one of them winning it.
That's what makes me upset is
Yeah.
a lot of this obvious booking right now surprised me a little bit. Just give me a bit of a turn for me to go, okay, they're trying to do something clever and get me interested in the tag division. Let's see. Stackhouse thinks the Bucks put Private Party over, and also
hope.
says that he doesn't see why what they can do with Havoc or Allen because they both got noticed for doing stuff that they can only do on pay-per-view. And depending on, doesn't TNT still own the rights to their pay-per-views as they go?
Uh-huh.
So they probably couldn't do a lot of that stuff on pay-per-views even
Fuck.
because they can't replay it, and TNT's not going to be happy about it. Let's not forget Dustin Rhodes got fired from WCW because of Turner because he got blood in a match, and that was it. He got bloody, and they said, "That's it, you're gone."
That wasn't even the reason I would have fired him for that match.
Huh?
That wasn't even the reason I would have fired him for that match. We fired him because he was wrestling in a fucking truck of fucking hay.
Yeah, I would have fired him for that too.
Yeah,
But
that was.
there's other reasons they could have done it, but they did it because he got bloody.
There's so much shit. We're firing you for all of it.
Yeah. Any other tag matches for the tournament?
No, I listed everything we have listed there.
It's just the one? Oh, I was hoping I'd get 2 out of the way, 1 from each bracket.
Well, the one you mentioned.
Yeah, but that's not for the tournament.
Yeah.
So we'll see. It sounds like there's a lot of show we don't know about what's happening because there's no way they're going to go in there with 4 matches, right? That'd be like 25 minutes a match. Maybe that's what they're doing. They've been doing pretty long matches.
They've been doing long matches, yeah.
But we'll see. Anything going into it that you're particularly excited about or upset about or anything?
I want to see John Moxley versus Sean Spears now, and
I wanna see that too.
Yeah, I'm excited for Havoc versus Island because I think it's gonna be a challenge, and I hope that they can rise to it.
It's a good
Allen's
point.
been good.
That's a good point. That is going to be a challenge. I don't know that I'm excited for Moxley Spears, but I'm very, very curious for that match. I hate Sean Spears so bad. And
Not even kayfabe. He fucking
Just
hates.
IRL,
Yeah.
bad heat. I gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, wasn't it for like a tweet or something like that?
No, I've met him like 3 times now, and he's such a fucking garbage pail.
Okay, that's what it was, yeah.
Yeah. But
He might be the person who, if we get big, will beat the shit out of you at a convention.
yeah, I'm okay with it. He gets to do that.
He gets to do that.
No, I wouldn't be all like, I'm suing. I wouldn't be pulling it. No, 100%. You're bigger than me, and you can beat me up.
I sell better than you.
Yeah.
Cunt bucket
And
and
I'll
your ditch
say
your
that
way.
I deserved it at the end. As long as you leave me alive, I think it's fair. Also, I think that Moxley has not been performing to the level I think he's capable of since leaving WWE. So I am anxious to see what he does here.
Not in AEW, but in NJPW, yeah. He has been. He's been kicking
The
ass.
only match I saw of him fully from top to bottom was him and Juice Robinson, and I was not a fan of that match.
Yeah,
Really good
that was a
match.
good match.
It was okay. I think Juice is pretty bad. I thought Moxie was the better of the two.
Really?
Yeah. I
Juice
was
has
pretty-
gotten a lot better, man.
Yeah, he's way better than
I've
CJ Parker.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that, but I think he's got a long way to go.
I see. Yeah, I don't see him being a headliner or the guy, but he's definitely good.
Yeah.
Definitely good. As far as Moxley goes, yeah, everything he's done in Japan, I think, has been pretty
Pretty
awesome. Yeah.
He came back complaining about Japan, which I was bummed out about. I don't want to hear you complain about every place you go.
Well,
So this is the time to probably just keep your mouth shut and say you like everyone except for WWE.
NJPW is going through their.
They have a lot of weird things going on.
They're going with their shit too, with their producers and their owners and stuff. So
They lost a bunch really rapidly.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why apparently Suzuki's leaving.
Where's Suzuki gonna go?
Probably, I don't know.
Probably MLW.
It's
Probably-
going to be Noah or
Dragon Gate.
yeah. I can't see him going to the States. I don't see him translating well here, even though he is loved in the States, by the niche
Yeah.
fan group. But
He would be amazing in the States, but I think he doesn't have the experience for it. And then I think you would need to protect him, and nobody would want to protect this 5'5", 50-year-old man.
Oh,
dude,
I could see how that'd be difficult.
yeah.
It'd be a difficult sell.
But he's so fucking good because I would love to see him beat the shit out of Jericho and legit just like stomp his ass and be just yelling at him and stuff.
That could be cool.
Yeah. I got one of his Sanrio shirts.
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Show me that.
No, it doesn't fit me
Wait, the
I
Pokemon one I'm thinking of.
No, that's
That's
a I got a Naito
mind.
Pokemon shirt,
Oh, okay.
but I got a Sanrio Suzuki shirt that they did, and I ordered it in the biggest size they had, and it is a fucking small. It is.
Well, yeah. Asian sizes are two sizes smaller than American sizes.
I've been warned not to go there.
yeah.
Yeah. You can't go to Japan.
You're gonna have a hard time finding a.
I'm gonna not fit in your nation.
NXT. Anything leading to there? I'm excited to see if Finn Balor shows up again. Isn't there
It's
a
fine.
big match going on? I feel like they announced a big match, a big title match.
Not that I could think of now.
But leading into AEW and NXT, we'll see how it goes. I am excited to see whatever Finn Balor does there. I think Balor versus a lot of that crew could be really cool. What do we got?
Gotta find it. Tomorrow's what, the 7th?
Yeah, I guess.
Tomorrow's the
We're just looking real quick
9th.
to see if there's any matches that were announced because I thought there was a title match or two announced.
Cruiserweight champion, Leo Rush.
That's right.
That's what it is.
Yeah, Leo Rush is back.
Leo
Okay.
Rush and Drew Gulak.
Yeah.
They're not scheduling any more 205s.
They're not, and they're calling it the NXT Cruiserweight Championship.
That's cool. I mean, I'm just happy that they're still.
Make the belt black. It looks so much better.
I mean, purple's good.
Now the strap, the belt looks so much better with a black strap. Someone posted it, like what it would look like with a black strap. It looks so much better.
But it's purple.
I'm not a big fan of purple. I like purple, the color. I don't like that belt.
You're wearing purple now.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I don't like that belt.
We're on Twitch, and that's all purple.
I kind of
Can't
forgot.
bury purple right now.
I kind of forgot I was wearing purple too.
You're Googling what the belt looks like? I thought you were looking up another match. Oh my god.
Did you see it? See, it looks so much better.
I like that.
No, I like it when they leave the purple plate. Someone else put one where the plate was still purple on the side. Yeah. I like that with a purple accent.
Okay, yeah, I can do that.
Yeah.
There's something the fucking Baltimore Ravens though, so I like it when it's all black.
Ooh, it is very Baltimore Ravens. Let us know what you guys think. Give us a tweet. I'm at MarshRef or at RefMarsh, depending on the platform. I don't remember which is which. We got at CrybabyClump. Can't tweet back till he figures out his password.
Yeah.
And we got at GRLunar.
It's like lots of racing.
Did you have a big debut this week?
No, so I did Binsky this week.
that's funny.
Yeah,
The Binskys are fun.
Binsky. So I'm supposed to be debuting as my solo character on the 19th.
19th. Sounds good. We will put it over for sure.
And I will definitely have footage, and I will be posting on the internet.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we'll retweet that shit, dude.
Yeah.
Um,
I won't, but
well, if you forgot your password, you might.
You better if you get your password.
But that's that. Let's see how it goes this week. It's nice to do a reset after this and hopefully get all this shit out of your mouth. It was weird to start the week off strong with like The Rock and Becky and Corbin, and then to just be like, all right, now let's
make you sad.
shit it all out.
Yeah.
So
You had a great dinner. Let's fire it out.
yeah, it's like when you go to Panda Express and order all chow mein.
I like chow mein
Chow mein and 2 entrees, but you say all chow mein.
though. Oh, yeah, no.
That's cleansing in its own way. Yeah, I call it the Panda Express.
No,
cleanse.
orange chicken's the one that kills me.
Wait, you call it what?
The Panda Express cleanse.
Oh.
It's like juicing, but Panda Express. But that's it. That's it for us. Let's see what happens on AEW and NXT and see if anybody can get this shit right.
Let's hope that the draft on SmackDown this Friday goes into a good direction.
Yeah, I'm pretty curious where that goes too. Also, the weird bit is so part 1's on SmackDown and part 2's on Raw,
Yep.
right? So wouldn't that be
Process of
funny?
Elimination.
Yeah, wouldn't it be funny if SmackDown was only drafting their own on SmackDown and on Raw was only drafting Raw?
Raw's just like,
So it's all like,
Well, no, yeah, it's like SmackDown. They only draft their people, and then
Yeah.
it's like, oh, well, we got the leftovers. Here's
Yeah.
Raw.
Slater's left over again. Fuck!
yeah, we'll see how that goes. I mean, I'm excited to see who ends up on SmackDown because the size of the show is going to be so big, but I'm also nervous what that's going to do to Raw. But I still think that, Raw is where it all started. I don't see Vince just telling Fox you can fuck up Raw. I just don't see it happening, but at the same time, it could happen.
Yeah.
It could definitely happen. So I think that's it for us.
Last call.
Last call. We'll see you guys next week here on Tuesday. Same time.
Same time next week.
Yep. Hopefully with a lot more better shit to talk about.
Just keep going. Just keep going.
Last call.
Last call.
Thank you guys. Cheers.
Damn, that was a solid 3 hours.